It's an EMEA battle for the ages, a grudge match through and through. Fnatic on one side, NAVI on the other. Only one gets to make the trip to the finals tomorrow to challenge Loud for that international title. My big question, though, is what's Boaster cooking up?
It better be something, because I think they have their work cut out for him here. Obviously, everybody here on the desk feeling like Navi have the upper hand. Boaster himself saying, like, I didn't know what to do in this previous series. He needs to have something cooked up here to deal with this team.
I counter that with this roster now being the super team. I don't think we're going to see Fnatic pulling out, quirky comps or anything like that. I think they're just going to stick to their guns with what we've seen demonstrated previously here in Brazil.
I think the initial game plan has to be good, but where this matchup is going to be important is when it gets to the late round, when it gets the adaptation, because in the past, that's where Boaster's calling has struggled against Angel.
We're diving into the map select. I always have curiosities when neither team has yet to drop a map in this series, when neither team has really been pushed that far. How do you approach, especially as you elevate from 3 to best of 5, Hypoc?
Oh, well, actually, just to quickly divert off away from this, Navi's permaban being Haven, but they're taking Icebox off the cards here for Fnatic, so maybe not liking what they've seen so far, and actually Fnatic going to open up with Haven.
No surprise then. They pick that Haven if you're going to leave it open.
Last year, when we saw this matchup, every time Navi would want to ego chow this Icebox, not ban it, go into that matchup. The one time they did beat Fnatic, though, they banned that map away. Haven as a start is a strong one for Fnatic, but Navi also will feel fairly comfortable on that map. They do get the Lotus out, though, which we haven't seen from Fnatic just yet.
About to say, I'm a happy man. We get some Lotus play today.
I mean, Fnatic, they have had some good compositions, some good strategies when new maps come out. I'm thinking back all the way to Champs 2021 when they had that Fracture. They absolutely smashed DRX on that map, and now we will get to see them selected as well.
Yeah, so another comfort pick for Fnatic there in Fracture. Those are the 3 maps that we're guaranteed to see. Haven, Lotus, Fracture. Split will be the response, though, if we manage to go to 4.
I am interested to see Split being picked this early. I was expecting that one to be really floated deep into this veto, because Ascent is still open. And for Navi, that is normally a map that they love picking into early in series.
Well, yesterday, Ascent was our decider. It will be that again if we're lucky to get all 5.
Yeah, I feel like the later this goes, the more it leans in favor of Navi. So if we do see all 5 here, I feel like Ascent is almost a home run for Navi to close out this series.
While I'm interested in seeing Fnatic and what they're going to do on Lotus, as well as seeing if Navi can have cleaned it up, I am a little bit concerned about this Haven, because we did see Furia pushing Fnatic to the brink.
Yes,
they had a really clean start, 13-6 versus Sentinels. Then they get pushed into an 18-16 overtime to have to take down Furia. They're in their map pick. I want to see if they've improved the strategies here, or if Navi, had they left this open because they think they can counter-strat.
Moving right along, we're already into our prime gaming agent select to see what each of these rosters wants to bring to the table when it comes to their firepower and utility.
Thus far, no changes on the side of Fnatic. It has been a while since we've seen Navi on this map, but it looks like they're picking into a pretty standard comp here. The double initiator composition really centered around finding CNET value in the early rounds. You won't have that raise for long gambits, but you will have CNET to take that space.
Exactly. I think this is just the adjustment we expect from Navi is the way they approach A lobby on the defensive side. And with CNET on that operator, this comp is literally built as a support system for him.
Map number 1 really does set us up for this Durka versus CNET matchup being absolutely pivotal.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. We're all set for this best of 5 series between Fnatic and Navi, so let's send it over to our casters. Here's Doug and Bala.
Thank you, Dash. A battle of the best from EMEA with a date against Loud on the line in a best-of-5 setting. The map pool looks good. The storylines write themselves. This is what we've been waiting for as we saw these 2 teams on this same side of the bracket.
Yeah, this is just going to be amazing. Both teams in raw form. 6-0 maps. They haven't dropped one up to this point, so we just couldn't wait to get started. And I also want to say, we already have a guaranteed repeat player winner for a tournament of this level, so this couldn't be more exciting to get into. Fnatic will start on the defense. Navi will start on the attack.
And it seems like the attack is going to be a lean towards A early on. We've talked so much about the battle between CNET and Durka, and it is Durka who's taking first contact, and of course he drops Shao right off the bat, but the trade comes through.
Immediate trade, but they've lost their smokes, and not even Heaven smoked. So it's going to be hard for them to work in this site. They're going to give a flash to CNET. He's looking for something.
Oh, and he might find it! But Leo's looking for some of his own. Boaster's the first to fall. Chronicle swinging around, and it's a pinch. CNET had no options. He had nowhere to go.
Only 20 HP.
And it does not look good for Alpha here. He's going to show up a bit late to the party. By the time he arrives, the spike will be down, post plants will be assumed, and the round will likely be decided.
Oh, unless Angel gives away his life.
He is a little weak here. 77 HP. He does have a frenzy.
Yeah,
Suigetsu is taking damage as well.
Tri-way peek here. They've got a triangle covering him. And he's darted too. Suigetsu wants it.
Sad spray.
So that was tough for him, though. That entire round, he was not sure whether to rotate or not.
Yeah.
Fnatic had flooded in the site. They had canceled the smokes, but it wasn't clear whether Navi was actually going to commit, even once CNED dashed into the site.
Right.
So Alfier has to hold his ground over towards the seaside, and you can give him as much rope as you want. That's really tough for him to win no matter what.
Classic Navi buy after winning the pistol. 3 rifles and then 2 pistols. Suigetsu with the 3-0 start, too.
Yeah, that's huge. His flank up short late, also super important. You think that's an A heavy lean. Derek with the Sheriff again. He did get that 1 tap earlier on the pistol rounds.
Playing around the dart. Trying to spam out under the wall. He is going to get tagged by the drone and has to back up just for now.
And this is going to be interesting. Navi doesn't have the breach. They don't really have the same tools to fight for a lobby.
Yeah.
But they still have gone here twice, despite Chronicle being able to stun easily and set up Durka very well.
You feel like you lack the same amount of go button, so to speak, without breach in the fold. Now the knife being cleared out. There's still some time for them to think through this. A massive kill out from CNED, too.
Just finding these early picks, and CNED getting going against Durka is super important. Both of these guys, the stars for their team, they have been playing so well. But the call
Second, there's no way! There's just no way!
And how do you pivot with 20 seconds on the clock?
I mean, you can't. You gotta commit, you gotta go.
Fnatic has won 0 eco rounds up to this point, but it's still a 3v3.
Alfier looking to change the tides of that. Not able to do so, falls. 9 seconds left. There's not a lot of time here. The rifles need to come through. 2v1 here. Leo weak. And the spike down. Leo waiting patiently to pounce to see who's going to be the first to challenge, to potentially throw a life away. Oh! And Zipan gets 3. 1 HP at the end, though.
How does he survive that?
I don't know.
My goodness. That's the type of round that you really don't expect Navi to struggle with. They've been so solid on the anti-ecos.
Dude, I thought Alfier was a little early on the swing, too.
I think that rush to it actually allowed him to get that second one, too, because everybody was so split up. I thought that range was insane to get that kill. Either way, Fnatic continue not to win any ecos, even though that one was very close, and it does kind of hurt Navi when they go for that Navi-esque buy. But they still have 4 rifles. It's just ridiculous, the staying power, no matter what happens on that eco.
Yeah, it's almost guaranteed. That wasn't. As Leo gets the best of CNED. That is one of the rifles down, too.
And the crazy part is Leo is what? 8-0 for first kills and first deaths. Make it 9-0.
That's criminal.
And you can tell he's taking duels against some of the best players in the world.
Yeah, he's not playing it safe, right? Like, he's being aggressive, taking those challenges. Zipan trying to take some space towards Link, not able to do so. Spike planted, and they have Util sitting right on it, too.
No, there's a second molly that will deny a little bit. But there's no reflanks, no pressure from anywhere else. This is going to be a battle of spam.
It is. Numbers advantage in favor of Fnatic here. Chronicle does have a flash to work with, too. Boaster's going to be on the tap. Massive kill out from Alfier and from Leo. Boaster should be able to hold this the entire way. Xiao, who had nothing but a pistol to start off the round, gets cleaned up. A prime game flawless. This Fnatic get on the board.
Perfect round.
I was a very excited fan.
And it all starts with Leo taking that duel against CNED. In those situations that, again, Fnatic is the tools to be taking those fights in a lobby. And Navi has been pushing the issue every round so far. It's a major part of their game plan. We'll see if that has to change up early on in this game. So far, it's the same old story.
Yep. Navi playing this a bit patiently early on. but still wanting to take some space up short. Now that dart being cleared gives you some info on where the members of NAVI are.
So funny to see Shao playing the controller here. It's the same switch that they do up on Pearl, where Angel will play the Sova, rather than Shao playing the initiator.
2 spotted there on that drone. The 3rd concealed, at least for now, but I wonder if that's enough. I wonder if that's enough of a tell.
There is a pivot coming from Fnatic.
Yeah, it's going to be on Alfier, depending on which way he decides to go. The rest of the members of Fnatic are on the side. Durka down in hell, bringing CNET down with them. Still staying alive, still healthy for now as Boaster joins in on the fun. The spam through the box as Angel falls. Shao left in this 1v4. And he's being surrounded. He's being outnumbered as he's being gunned down. Durka with 3, and we're tied at 2 apiece.
But it's also broken the economy of NAVI, which starts so strong, but ends up right now they're going to have to save Durka having a monster start. He's had a monster start on every single Haven that Fnatic has seen.
The guy's just good for it, man.
He's on track for one of the best tournament performances of all time, despite how many people doubt.
Yeah.
Up there with 10s at Reykjavik, yay at Masters Berlin, some of the more shortened formats. Granted, this is also a shortened format, but almost 280 ACS is ridiculous.
And he continues to push the pace.
I like that too, smoking as if he's falling back, but just going right through. But Angel takes care of him. That's all the way down short. I thought that was through Garage, but no, that was the fight on the other side of the mat that we just moved away, because it looked like for sure they were not going to challenge. But it was Angel getting up into the pocket in a lobby with no dart coming in from Leo there, or at least being obscured from it. That's a great angle to fight down short.
And he's rewarded for a kill on the really the hottest player that we were just mentioning on the side of Fnatic.
And speaking of Fnatic struggles on ecos, Navi has been dangerous on these rounds.
They're going to get a chance at another. Alfier, he's taking a lot of damage. He's trying to take the fight. He does take care of Zipan. CNET's timing just a little late. You try to dash through the suck, and he survives.
He gets out the gravity well, but they do even things up, so much damage being done on so many players.
I mean, this round just feels so tense because you would think it's normally all good. But as you were saying, Navi have been so excellent in these situations.
25 seconds, they didn't even break that turret. That was the whole point that CNET was trying to challenge in the garage against Alpha earlier, so they've got all the information right now.
Note here, 3v3, Fnatic have lost 2 members, but no rifles have been picked up on the side of Navi. They do not have an advantage on guns. They haven't been able to equalize the round. Alfier takes care of 1, the 2nd served up on a silver platter, and the 4th to boot. Alfier cleans up the round almost by himself.
I would add Leo's dart there to end that round too. They're trying to wait for a smoke to come out and log so that they can maybe make a play through it. But how do you have the 15 seconds patience to wait out that dart with Alfier backside? Oof. Dangerous, yes, but they deal with it. And it was that duel between Alfier and CNET in Garage that I think was super pivotal to actually deny Angel's game plan entirely there.
No command use instantly, and the Dark had so much info.
But they won't have stun, they won't have flashes here to actually delay this push, so this is really dangerous here.
No, Durka's not here. Durka's on the other side of the map. He has an op, and Boaster somehow manages to swing around to get that kill. Leo holding things back on the side. He gets 3.
Things looking very reminiscent of that first map that we saw from Fnatic against Sentinels, where no matter how dire the situation looks for Leo, for Boaster, it ends up coming out that the last player remaining on that site gets all of the spoils for Fnatic. And instantly they force them back, reset their economy, and they've called a timeout. Now NAVI has to figure out how to adjust this game plan because, like I've said, it's been 5 rounds of A-lobby presence at the beginning.
Yep.
And that one particularly, you saw the danger of walking into that. There was the breach stun that came out, the recon dart from Leo.
That tagged almost everyone.
That tagged everyone.
Yeah.
And I wonder if Zipan is the main guy to break that dart normally, but he had to activate his ult instead. I do like the use of the ult at the beginning of the round because a lot of times as you get later in this Haven half, the breach, Chronicle will end up delaying his stun just a little bit more to maybe do it off of contact or set up a trap play.
Oh, and not to mention too, Durka has been aggressively taking that space down short, so you get rid of the dash if you want to isolate him specifically. 15 seconds left in this timeout. Navi throwing a pause on things for now.
And this is definitely a Doom Bros timeout immediately. Because it's called during the eco round. And again, they have been dangerous in these rounds, but this is an overall game plan adjustment timeout. And I think you have to start working towards threatening the C-split, threatening the garage, threatening mid. Especially before Fnatic starts to pivot towards sending Durka down mid, because that has been so dangerous.
I mean, he was a fiend pushing down mid on defense last time we saw him on this map.
Against Furia, that was one of the main ways that they were getting back in the game. I don't think Fnatic want to lean on that against a team like NAVI, who are so good with the defaults, but it's obviously a threat.
All eyes on CNET. It is a Blade Storm. And we've talked about how good NAVI have been in these situations, but you really expect CNET to be the one to open things up. He makes some noise garage, drop a couple of cloud bursts. But again, look at how Fnatic are set up defensively. They haven't fully committed to this. Boaster should get a good bit of info here too.
Yeah, he's just peeking that corner.
One spotted.
Essentially taking Durka's position from the rest because he wants to opt towards C instead.
Leo is close by. The shock dart's there, but Boaster gets the kill right beforehand. Boaster with the second as well. 3 pistols remaining on the side of Navi. Make that 2. And what can Sugetsu do? Nothing. What a clean round out from Fnatic.
It starts to become a point where you think they're honestly feeding into this ASI, feeding into Leo, who has such a ridiculous start, 10-2.
I still don't think he's died first.
No, not even close. I think he's only taken 1 duel, but throughout this entire tournament, 9-0, including that one against CNET earlier. Here's the gun round. Here's where this pivot will matter. And also, look at Durka Chronicle. The position right now looks like they want to go down mid, like we talked about.
You know, you talked about it. They may be hesitant to do this against how well Navi's default is, but Fnatic showing confidence in that strategy, and he's going to get some space mid, but Navi taking C.
They've swapped the op to Alpha here too, so he's kind of stuck here. Leo has to join him.
There's no dash, and Tipan gets 2 massive kills. Alpha's shot goes just a bit wide as CNET cleans him up. A 5v2 now as the round just kind of crumbles. Spike delayed for just a moment. But as I say, second time should be the charm. What can Durka find? Are they going to be expecting his positioning? Are they going to be expecting his timing? Yeah, Sugetsu's there. He's ready. He's waiting for it, and that's a flawless round out from Navi.
That's just a matter of, number one, the game plan pivot that Navi did out of the timeout, conditioning them on the eco to not be super concerned about a rush coming through in the garage.
Yeah.
So using that very wisely. And then secondly, the gamble from Fnatic to send Durka down mid doesn't work out for them because you're rushing C. You're basically giving up a whole portion of the map. And Alfir has no way to actually challenge with the op and back sight when you're getting pushed as hard as you are.
Hey, Durka was just stuck in such an awkward spot. Do you commit to the flank? Do you rotate back? Both of those take time. On a fast hit, seconds are gold. It seems like there's going to be another fast hit towards C.
Alfir's stuck here.
Boaster's close by, though.
Whoa!
Alfir.
They're not paying attention.
And Leo, too. The Hunter's Fury's good. Sugetsu able to take care of Alfir. Drop the lockdown. And they still have a chance to rotate out here, but look at how much space Durka's taking.
CNET's kind of stuck with the spike.
How do they choose to play this? No one detained.
Oh, he made noise too.
But everyone around, and you're right. Betrayed by the footstep.
Look at the flank from Durka as well. That's with an op, so...
That's
with the ult going out now.
But that thing's been a long time cooking. He's got to get there. And you're not expecting it, yeah. Angel stuck with utility out. Chronicle cleans up the round. Fnatic full sails ahead.
What a solid round there from Leo and Fnatic. Recognizing, okay, they're going for some fast garage control here. Alpha just gonna play in an angle that, yes, does make him super isolated and also no way to escape. It feels like a one and done there, but with Leo's ult coming in, off of whatever noise contact that they had, the chaos that is actually going down in Garage forces Alfier to get a kill. It's honestly free for him.
Literally was. It was the turret that got it.
And so much damage, too. No way to recover in the chaos that was.
Pop flash out. Cena taking space. They want to try to test the waters across the middle of the map. Boaster knife, he's not going to have any util. He's been darted too. Boaster in a terrible spot, and Cena punishes. And it seems like they filled in right behind him. Look at how Chronicle's taking the space that Boaster just vacated. Oh. Can he find more success? Yes, he can.
They have to fall out with the lockdown too, and people are split here. Zippon did not get into window. So they have to try to find a way to vacate him from that spot.
A momentary lull in the round as everything just kind of resets.
They check, though.
I don't think they do. Oh, they do! Oh, they do, but it doesn't matter. How much more can he find? Hello, surprise, there's someone there! How does Zipan get that one?
And Durka has the wrong read. So just walking over, let Zippon play his life in the 3v3. Works out. That's the level of trust that any player in this server can have about their teammates.
Yeah.
Both of these teams just stacked from top to bottom with talent.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a number of players that are having their best tournament performance of their life.
Yeah.
Zippon is one of them.
I mean, there have just been so many questions historically for players on both these teams, right? And we've got to talk about it, right? Historically, Fnatic struggles, right? This time, they seem so comfortable. They're the Fraudnatic or whatever has not reared its ugly head. Angel's another one who's feast or famine, and he has not. He's been all feast.
Yeah.
Man, he hasn't really had those historic Angel moments.
Yeah.
Right? So you look at this and you go, holy smokes, these two teams right now are playing at their very best form. Yeah. Whatever demons they've had in their past that have plagued their tournament runs have not appeared. And that's what makes this match so exciting, right? Because this is genuinely good against good. There hasn't been any fear or any concerns or any asterisks on their run so far.
Yeah, the biggest ones, CNED's addition to the team, yada, 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 all have been answered for both sides.
Oh, they want to go fast?
Yeah, Dirk is here. They've got a high-low setup. Alfier's trying to get up into the cubby.
Oh, but the flash. The flash, the dart. He's in the cubby, though. He's in the cubby, and he's patient.
Oh, no.
Dear. Oh, that's okay. They saved the day. They saved the round. That could have been disaster. But Durka from the back line makes sure it does not get that far. Natsugetu left alone, the round over almost as quickly as it started. What an impossible situation. Everyone clicking on the side of Fnatic. And we'll just choose to ignore Alfier's initial first stray bullets.
Hey, man, he got the kill. He got the kill and survived enough for Durka to get another one. That shut down the round. And maybe that one round Durka tries to go fast mid, ends up not paying off for them, but this gamble did. And I wouldn't even call this one entirely a gamble. Once Durka sets up Alfier, he can leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
And rotate back over towards A. Either way, incredibly solid start from Fnatic.
Interesting.
From Durka, from Leo. And we're going to have a last round timeout here from Mini. Fnatic is one of these teams that can pull out a crazy strat at any point, one that they haven't shown. On defense, usually, though, those are super aggressive. And obviously, the one time they've gone for that, it hasn't necessarily panned out quite yet. And you have to have the right read on exactly how NAVI is playing the default.
Yeah.
I think if you call a timeout here, that's the type of thing that I'm definitely expecting.
You know, it's funny, I saw Mini for just a few moments before the series started, and you know, you've spent time around Mini. He's generally very level, right? not super expression, generally very calm and flatline. But there was something about him when I saw him earlier today, that was just an additional level of just cold, right? He was
Really?
he was in his mind palace, and I think, I mean, you're seeing it pay off, and also it's just interesting to see him call a timeout here. Yeah, it's the last round of the half, so you want to make sure you secure it, but it really feels like Mini's clicking on something a little extra right now. Blade Storm used from CNED right off the bat.
I wonder as well if it's just an element of mind games to play against Angel, because you know both these sides love to engage in them. Woo! Durko! He popped his knives for why? That's a huge mistake for the top fragger in the server right now, and it might give Navi a way back into this half. Look at the long play as well. They've actually pivoted so much off of this.
Yeah.
Angel and Zippon are contacting A right now.
And they are going to rotate over. Once they realize that the site is empty and that they can really do whatever they want here,
what
they
is
are
the
going
call
to
here?
rotate.
Is this relying on the fact that they have the Astral Wall out from Boaster to go for a retake? Not quite sure. Either way, Plant's going to go down. They're going to scramble like ants.
Zippin his ult, and there it is. Queued almost instantly.
Boaster's away from this, though. He could still pop his ult.
Surely you invested here. You don't have a lot of time to think this through, though. The spike has been ticking for a few seconds.
That makes it think that there's not going to be any flank, but they've just broken the turret. So Sugetsu is back at it.
I mean, yeah, this is so tough because Angel's close by as well. The thing is, they're drawing so much attention onto taking care of Boaster, but that's okay because the remaining members of Navi are able to clean things up on their own. Leo not able to pull off any heroics. And it's a 7-5 half for Navi.
Massive round there. I mean, I'm not sure what happened with Durka popping up his knives and dying to Xiao, who TP'd across, yes, to get the early angle advantage. But Durka not ready for it.
Yeah, stays just a little long. I apologize. I know I said it's a 7-5 half for Navi. What I meant was Fnatic. The round goes in favor of Navi. And again, you talk about, especially on Haven, an 8-4 versus 7-5 is night and day. It's entirely different. So, yeah, excellent performance out of both teams in this opening half. In this opening best of 5, we're going to throw it to Yinsu, who's standing by with Mimi. Not Mimi from the desk, but Mimi from G2, actually. Yinsu, take it away.
That is right, Doug and Bala. I've got Mimi with me. There is the world champion in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Mimi, I got to ask you, what did you think of that first half?
I think that it looks good for both teams, honestly. Like, it's winnable for both of them. So I think it's just about who really is most focused right now.
Is there anyone that you're leaning towards at all? They're both EMEA.
I mean, I'm leaning towards the winning team, but it seems like the crowd is more on Fnatic's side. And I think that will be very good for EMEA tomorrow. So maybe Fnatic?
Maybe there will be a couple of fans tomorrow that's not supporting that. We'll see. You are, of course, a world champion. You won a trophy last year. I want to ask you, what's the secret? Because Loud they look very scary right now. What do these teams need to do after today if they want to actually bring it home?
Oh, that's really, really hard because obviously you need a lot of skill to beat a player like Aspas, but also you need to have so much fun and just enjoy the moment.
Is Aspas, you would say, the best player in the tournament right now for you?
It seems like, but in the end, it's a team game, and it's a team. You win together and you lose together.
And if right now it looks like Navi are just like a pistol down, what should they be doing the second half if they want to bring this back?
Shoot heads and have fun.
You guys heard it from Mimi. That's what you need to do, guys. Shoot heads and have fun. Thank you very much, Mimi,
Thank
for
you.
joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'm going to throw this back to Doug and Bala and see if Navi can indeed shoot heads and have fun.
Absolutely love it. It takes a world champion to have insight in situations like this, but all it takes is have fun and shoot heads. I do have to point out this has been the worst attacking half that Navi has had at this tournament so far. Fnatic made them struggle in that one. They've been 80% win rate on attack, and this one, they're first below 50. And it's going to take them a lot better than what their regular defense has been like.
Wild to consider. For as prolific as both of these players have been, first time they're meeting since January 2021. Boaster and Angel going head-to-head here in a battle of the minds. And again, this is Fnatic on the attacking side here. Can Navi equalize what's gone on? It's going to be a heavy lean towards A, and Zipan's going to be here. Note, There is some help, but Suigetsu's pretty far off. He's going to take the fight by himself. Flashes for his own space, gets 1 kill.
Doesn't escape the stun though, so Angel has to flood to help him out, but with this smoke landing from Xiao and the dart landing as well, there's no way you can enter that site. Not after losing Durka, who's the space creator for the team.
They're going to try to take the scenic route as they rotate through short, clear out the turret, and the nice thing is you have time here. They can clear out the turret, introduce doubt into the minds of Navi, and then go elsewhere. Or they can just cut noise and stay. And that's exactly what they do. A kill, 1 for 1 here. Suigetsu trying to find more, but Leo once again is so constant. He's so good.
And did we end up in a situation very, very similar to what happened on the pistol round in the prior half, where Fnatic, the attacking side, is the advantage one. And they could set up whatever post plant they want against Xiao here.
Nothing but a ghost. A little bit of utility.
They're actually giving up this fight against Chronicle by themselves, I think, with the little and limited amount of information that they had up to that point. But Chronicle wins it.
Still have plenty of slack on that line too. Assuming Chronicle loses it, he's still in a 1v2. Time's not great. But man, how good has Leo been?
It's been phenomenal.
Checking in with the Fnatic watch party back home. All smiles, and for good reason.
Yeah. The thing is here, we're in a best of 5. I think the map veto discussion on the desk was very interesting. The fact that Navi is showing respect to Fnatic and banning Icebox again instead of what they've been banning their entire tournament run so far in this map specifically. Oh. Chronicle's trying to set up Boaster to get a pick with that Marshall there.
Yeah. 2 shots fired, 2 kills collected. As again, we have just a momentary lull. Boaster showed a little leg there, but not re-peeking the angle.
Oh, CNED's gonna go aggressive though.
And he can post up in Cubby too. Or he can continue to push the matter, but they may rotate back into him here.
Oh, absolutely. I think with the space that they've given Navi, look at how they're regrouping over towards A right now. That turret is not going to spot him on the backside. That's for Grass and Garage. So Afir has to be completely aware.
And he is. I know he is. This would be an outrageous shot from CNED, but he's not even going to get a chance to shoot it off. The kill goes in favor of Alfier. The spike goes down for Durka. And now a 4v3 with nothing but pistols on the defensive side. Positioning not great. The spam through from Durka cleans up 2.
And the only win condition here would have been Xiao to have a smoke on the spike.
Yeah.
But without that, Fnatic is all just gun out. Very happy to take that, no matter how it goes.
And you got to be really careful here if you're Navi. Fnatic are in a position here to run away with this map. A 9-5 half, if they're able to capitalize on this, I mean, it's almost smooth sailing the rest of the way.
One enemy. Standing ahead.
Too clean of an anti-eco. I think so far we've seen 2 instances where Navi's trying really hard to try to find a fight early in the round, and that's cost them.
Gravity well keeping CNED in place for now.
Wow. The fact that he's willing to continue going for strafe peaks there indicates to me he's thinking that that grab well slightly misplaced and he could easily find some kills.
A threat, albeit momentary, towards Garage, with Suigetsu waiting on the other side.
They made the right call again. This turret will spot
Xiao
a
was close.
walkout.
Sorry, Xiao was close by, and he has paranoia too. Off of contact here, Xiao can drop some utility if Suigetsu feels some pressure.
That Molly just took out the turret entirely, so they don't have that contact piece anymore. And they've already broken it too for this long push, so they have no way to properly pivot out and a timing either.
Fnatic have taken C-site. Durka's all the way back. Chronicle's starting to get the spike down too, but Suigetsu with a massive kill. Traded out by Boaster instantly. The spike just harmlessly sitting on the side as Durka tries to pick it up and plant it while the rest of the side ensues with chaos. As Navi have been able to keep them back. Durka's left in a 1v3, takes one down, but ultimately falls. Navi with the diffuser gonna get to 6. And that felt like such a pivotal round for them to win, to keep this competitive.
They needed to go and win that anti-bonus. The thing is, even winning that, that's not even that big of a dent in Fnatic's economy. They've been running this light armor strat all tournament long.
Yeah.
And I think actually, Navi is probably the perfect experiment to go up against, to really be the case study on how this will work, because Navi is a team that's mostly sticking to Vandals. Although in this situation, actually, you can see there's a couple of players on Navi that are moving over to the Phantom in this case. Probably completely prepped and happy with the light armor strategy from Fnatic.
Blade Storm used by Durka. He's got a Stinger to work with as well. And checking in on the other Jet side, seen it with a Judge.
I mean, look at the economy for them. They've just lost their bonus. So normally you'd think it's a full investment, but not even close.
Yeah.
They're easily going to be able to invest next round too. But again, they're only buying light armor, so that's how they're able to eke an extra gun round every so often.
Fnatic with the lean towards A. Zipan again. This time not taking the space. Remember a couple of rounds ago, he flashed and fully challenged.
That was on the pistol
this
round.
time around, yeah.
Especially with Durka with knives. There's so many opportunities that can just one-tap you.
Knife should have tagged 2 there. They go forward, seen it with the Judge. Having to take an up-close fight, not really having an option.
But not dying there is huge. Zipan's going to be able to trade out Poster.
Who was weak, he was the recipient of that shell.
Oh, Durka messed up his up trap there. He wasn't ready for the flash.
Oh my gosh, Cena gets another. Still alive, the shock dart finally drops him. But it's a 3v2 here.
Oh!
Cena has found some success. He's been able to deal some damage, and now numbers equalized. 20 seconds left in the round. The spike's still not on the site. No ults to worry about here. It's just gonna be the rifles. Leo with taking a huge bit of damage, but Chronicle creeping forward at just the right time.
14 seconds. He has room to work with the spike plant.
Oh, but he was so weak. He's gotten it down to a 1v1. Xiao patiently waiting, choosing not to challenge the plant. Giving Chronicle a moment to take the fight, and Xiao wins it out. Navi not done yet.
And of course, it's Xiao again. There's nothing more to say about this guy in the clutch. He is just so solid, and against Chronicle and Leo of all people. He played that great. I mean, the whole hold from Navi in the first place, CNED with just a Judge, still making it work, was really good. Leo comes out with the shock dart to clean up CNED and then gets the spam on the Angel. But then Xiao, with the 15 seconds left, isolating with the spike plant.
Yep.
Every single clutch of his is worthy of immense analysis and breakdown. Here's a fast push from Navi, and there's a dart as well. Durka trying to break it in the little tip of the smoke there. Or he feels protected.
And there really is no solace for him. Nothing really feels like it's safe.
Zipan has his ult here.
And again, note, they don't have Durka. They don't have fast go out onto the C site. So it's going to be more labored. But so many ultimates used. The Rolling Thunder. Sugetsu with 2. And now they're going to rotate over. The spike is left on the site. There's no one close by. Alfir and Leo just have to save.
That's massive. Out of Navi, relying on Angel's ult instead to try to hold this down.
I mean, it was him and then Sugetsu.
But they've actually just baited out Chronicle's ult for no value. And they still have zip-ons. I mean, what the lockdown as well. There's so much here.
Yeah, they've turned, again, these last couple of rounds. No, it may not necessarily have been the flash use, but this feels like it's so heavily swung the momentum in favor of Navi.
Absolutely.
They're set up so well. Yeah, economy's not great right now, but they're going to save 5 guns into the next round. They're going to have to invest some as far as armor goes. You look at Angel, you look at Xiao, yeah. But the ultimates that they have to work with here are key.
Will be a save here from Fnatic. And again, probably going to be able to scrape together some sort of buy in the next round. But this one, bringing it ever closer. We're now 1 round difference. Yes, Navi started with a good first beginnings to this game, winning the pistol.
Yeah.
But ever since then, Fnatic's been in control. Ever since then, it's looked like Navi have not been prepared for this map. It's a different story on this defensive half.
I mean, really, it was the 2 pistols, and it was, you know, to go back to the round that you and I touched on, is what felt like a crucial one, a pivotal one. Since then, it's been all Navi.
Just want to point out that smoke as well, top C long. Way exposed, actually blocking anybody who's just trying to play on the edge of that C long. Gives Sugetsu all the room. And it's very similar to what Fnatic actually did in that garage hold on defense as well, using the Hunter's Fury for chaos.
Timeout called by Fnatic here as they hang on to a 1-round lead, or at least attempt to. You got to remember, too, here, Bala, we haven't talked about the crowd a ton, but remember during walkouts, this felt very Fnatic favored.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's interesting, too, because Fnatic is one of the teams that have taken down some of the crowd favorites in Furia, in Sentinels.
They've absorbed the fan bases.
Yeah. So they just have to pick one of 2 EMEA teams here and be ready to give up and abandon ship tomorrow when Loud comes into the stadium again. Or maybe they're just picking the one that they think has a better chance or a weaker chance.
All right, what do they do out of this timeout? Durka again taking space, light armor for him. And they still have Buster's Cosmic Divide to work with.
And it's important here that they get through. Fnatic is given this space almost every time, given the utility that they have in comparison to Navi's comp. Sure, we just saw a round where they played aggressively, but if you take the space preemptively, you should never have that trouble. Which does kind of hamstring you in options.
Sure.
Because you can't really lean in other parts of the map. Look at Navi's setup. They're playing complete retake on A. Relying on the lockdown, relying on Zipon's ult as well.
I mean, they have the tools. Yeah, it makes a ton of sense.
And Angel's playing a complete off angle here too. Zipon probably going to set up to throw a knife. And with the smokes coming down, he actually opts not to. They'll probably use that to clear some space.
There's a knife, not getting any value. Maybe a little information, a little confirmation, but either way, that's all it is. Zipan's ult already used.
They're trying to find kills on the escape here. Yeah, they're going really fast.
Yeah, they are. The dart's there. Durka falls. 4v4 here. Zipan's weak. Look at how far off Fnatic are playing, though. They completely answer the quick attempt out from Navi. Sugetsu on the tap. He's going to take the swing. He's going to take the fight. Surprise at another waiting. Has to take the challenge. And Alphair cleans him up.
Good hold from Fnatic there. Those lockdowns are really dangerous when you can't break them. You have to fall all the way back into long in that little cubby that Chronicle was playing, or all the way down short. So the idea from Navi there, use that space and time to try to get them falling back. And for Fnatic, you have to literally pivot and backstep again. Big round, good plan. And Chronicle as well, the only player to stay down A long as well, for him to have the aftershock. Because if there's nobody in that long A cubby, there could be a full stick from the players who have to rotate back out of A lobby.
CNED feeling a little presence right off the bat towards B. So the drone cleared out.
Look at the options that Fnatic has given up because they haven't gone fast towards A lobby. They see that smoke and they can't push it any further.
Right.
That loses Boaster Smoke, who was meant to actually deny the dart information and for them to get up into short.
They want to go C here. They do have Alphair's ult, and it's used very quickly. As soon as they take the space, they drop the ult, and now they wait.
Shao can still play this in the back, but look at these stuns.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Aftershock
he's in trouble. He's got to get out. He's detained, yes, but he's healthy, and now he's dead. And now they have the Cosmic Divide to work with too. This feels so secure for Fnatic. What can Navi do?
And Durka's escaped too. Poster playing in a little cubby.
And look at Leo's positioning. Oh, he is going to be spotted by the alarm bot though. How much should they turn around to
he knifed him! Damage done! The nade!
The nade! With 21 HP, he's not able to survive it. Now the flash through the wall. This is going to be fast. Smoke drops. Kills go up for Durkin as he gets 2. Numbers in favor of Fnatic. Zipman and Angel out of options, out of choices. They take the op. They take the Vandal. But they give up the round.
Red posted like a book there, but all that time spent trying to clear him out, trying to clear that close wall cubby, given from the Astra wall. Loses them the time against Durka and against the fallback on C-Long. Even if Durka doesn't get 2 there, Fnatic is in great position. Incredibly happy. And they did such a good job flushing Xiao out.
Yeah, they did.
The stun.
CNED went for the second too, expecting another peek.
I mean, if Boaster's low HP there, that knife kills him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they could flood a lot faster. Navi timeout. Called once again. Both teams now out of timeouts. I'm still not convinced Navi has the tools to go the distance in this map.
Yep. It does not feel like that is the case at all. And Fnatic again within reaching distance of cleaning this map, of drawing first blood. It's a tough spot to be in.
Especially with the rumblings of the crowd, who clearly in Fnatic's favor, and the remnants of the rounds remaining. Navi to put together a game plan based off of what? Based off of some Blade Storm knives here out of CNED, based off of Xiao, who's actually picked up the op that they saved in the last round. Glass cannon. And sure, they've got those weapons in their hands, but everybody else playing for OT. Preserving a bye in the next round.
There's so much to do in the hands of CNED and in Xiao. Angel's a rifle too, so they have some tools,
Durka
but
dive.
This will be difficult. The vintage Durka dive, as you just mentioned, it's Boaster who's able to get the first. Yeah, CNED has to come alive here. He's got to make something happen. But the numbers continue to dwindle around him.
Still the 2 weapons.
Xiao finds success with the op, and Boaster goes unchecked, undetected. And now for Xiao, the mission is keep the op. Try to carry it into the next round.
Oh, absolutely.
Fnatic are going to have a lot of time to hunt here too, Bala.
I don't know if you necessarily can. They are spread on the map, so they have a lot of information.
You're right, and by process of elimination, you have to assume here, there's a very good chance you see. The question is, do they hunt? Do they try to get the weapon out of his hands?
The scary part is Durka, updrafted up heaven. If Xiao gets that kill, all of a sudden it's a scramble.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to look for too much more here from Fnatic, but as the spike dwindles down, they will start to hunt.
And you can tell it's almost like trying to lull him in a momentary moment of safety.
Going down long.
Oh, you've got to spot him, yeah. No damage dealt. Remember, it's Glass Cannon. The Molly, 54 HP. Op still alive. How does he keep it?
Spam. Oh.
How does he keep it?
Well played from Xiao, and that's huge. CNED not only going to be able to get some armor, but also drop a weapon. That makes all the difference.
They're still so far behind, though.
And again, the staying power given by Fnatic's economy management and the light armor strat, working huge dividends later on in this game. It's going to be multiple buy rounds to get through here for Navi.
Yeah. But they've just got to take it a round at a time. Can they get past this one? Can they make something happen out of the weapons that they've preserved? Durka not able to clean anything up at all. Xiao once again repositioning. Cleared out, the spike not committed. The paranoia's gonna buy some time.
Boaster's on a mission. He's the first one uncommitted to this.
Oh, the alarm bot too, though. Just on the other side, just out of reach, position detected.
Angel's taking the angle too. Chronicle farmed the ult orb, though. They have that breach ult to re-exec with, and they know where the turret is. Alfear's gonna break it again. So many times they've used this molly to break whatever contact position and contact piece that Navi wants, but it misses Sugetsu!
Misses both! Sugetsu finally stunned, still gets a kill on Alfear. Still playing on logs, the dark position of Leo dropped, but Angel is too. Chronicle not able to convert anything, not in a 1v4.
Fnatic's idea there is to use the breach ult to clear the back left of Seaside and use the fault line to actually cover up the gaps that it missed. But it's Sugetsu. Xiao in the back of site does get hit. But with the time Sugetsu buys, in that little lapse where he's not stunned, because he gets one kill, Xiao's able to just wait and play the rest of it with him as a crossfire.
Navi still with the op this time. Seeing it, trying to find something early down A short. And you've got Zipan close by too for help, for support.
Just that little smoke there actually completely nullifies CNED's dash. And I think they're gonna go right back towards the strat that worked round prior to this, the Durka dive. Except it's an Astral this time. Early lockdown, but they can fight this. Xiao's gonna flash him off, and I think that will deny them that idea.
Angel on the other side of the Cosmic Divide as you see members of Navi puddle in, but Durka goes aggressive! Peeks past the wall of safety and is rewarded for a kill. Now Chronicle backside. Still playing from a safe position. He's got utility to work with too. Can Fnatic put him away? Can they end Haven here?
Alpha's got two mollies, one goes out. Can they break it?
This is such a difficult spot for Navi, but the kills get traded back and forth.
They're running out of time now. Alfear's positioning, switching, and he's actually giving it up.
Huge kill out from Zipan. But Alfear left in the 1v1. Cned's gotten it to half, pulls off, and the shot from Alfear is good!
The defuse 2 from CNED. The two Turkish players on the server, head-to-head in a crucial round. CNED showing up at a perfect time with that op.
Spotted mid.
What a hold. I mean, Zipan's massive kills here. And the fact that CNED was able to get it to half provides just a little bit more safety so that he can pull off reposition and then take the fight. So well played. But again, really no time to think about it. A note here for Fnatic, the buy is not great. CNED going for the shotgun approach with the op. He's so far up.
The prep again, I'm so impressed over and over by Sugetsu. Maybe to find some damage there.
Oh, what a shot.
CNED with the forward dash too. Could have cost him his life.
Yep. A big tool from Fnatic down. That was their only Phantom. It was their only rifle.
They can recover it though. The op kill gives definitely some space here, especially now that Boaster's smoked. They could walk through this towards short. They could challenge CNED again. He doesn't know about the cross. Navi doing a great job trying to isolate Alfear right now, but CNED is the bigger story. He's stuck. He's going to give up an op if he dies.
No dash.
One kill will get it back.
Oh, and the timing is good. Angel's shown up. Angel's arrived! And CNED lands one with the op. Can he find a second? Waiting for the challenge of short. Navi's defenses arrive at the perfect time. Now CNED already gotten 3 with the op. Navi doing everything they can to get us to overtime. And Fnatic trying to deal with the flurry of this comeback, and it very well may be good.
Can't give up too many kills here.
No. Of course it's Angel who takes that fight.
Yeah.
But he wins it out.
CNED coming up behind him either way. We've gone the entire first map now in regulation. Round 24. And remember how we were talking about moments ago, it feels like Navi, they were what, 11-8?
Yeah.
They brought it back through the onslaught of buy rounds that Fnatic had. They've just got to do one more round here to bring it to OT. Fnatic with another chance to close it. They've had 4.
Look at the ults on the side of NAVI too. They're considerable ones. And that didn't hit the molly, or the alarm bot, excuse me. Shock dart just a bit off.
So interesting. Normally Leo's so perfect on those. And Boaster actually knows exactly where they've been playing it, so very surprising.
CNED not getting tagged by the drone.
I think they smoked him off there, but deciding against pushing that and testing CNED, who has been an absolute beast in these last couple of rounds, but they're still going to go for it. Boaster with a little misinformation towards A. They still want this. C hit.
Note again, CNED with no dash. Hunter's Fury used.
That's Angel's ult. Oh, he gets a tag. What?
Tag.
Durka just used his dash. They don't have the same initiation power out of Garage now. Might give CNED what he needs to hold the C hit. If it does come through, it's not going to. The info, TP again for Shao. They have all the reads. They know they were hitting C. Now they know they're hitting A. What can they do though?
And it's an early ult used. Utility gone on the side of Fnatic. Navi have such a good read on this. And they've systematically taken all options away from Fnatic. Leo having to use the Hunter's Fury.
He misses everything.
Oh my gosh.
Back into B though. They weren't considering this. The fact that they could still pivot. Alarm bot, maybe it'll take down Alpha.
The fact that they've still gotten this far is outrageous. Sugetsu gets one with utility. CNED on the tap, 49 HP. He still has the op in hand, and he goes aggressive. What a shot out from CNED. But Fnatic find Fnatic find what they need. Shao left in this 1v3. Can he do it on his own? No, Rolling Thunder's gonna push him back. It's gonna buy time. Shao so good in the clutch. But can he get 3? Surrounded, Smoke buying some time, but no. Dirk on the spam. Fnatic take Haven.
With no room to spare. Talk about stepping up to a moment. Navi had everything right on that round except for the final pivot. One mistake, and it cost them the sight. And even still, they almost had it. CNED going for that dip onto the spike. Almost netted them all the kills.
Yeah, I would love to take a look at that last round again because, Bala, you hit the nail on the head. They did so well for 90% of that round, right? They stuffed the hit C, they stuffed the hit A. They took almost every single option away from Fnatic. And Fnatic convert in the chaos. Which, as you know, we think about this last map that we just went through. We think about the battle of the minds between Boaster and Angel, the firepower between CNED and Durka, and you can't help but look at that and go, this series will be decided in the chaos.
There's been many rounds where that's 100% the case. But you talk about battle of the minds, that last round displays it in full effect.
Yep.
We got so many more of these maps as well where you're going to be able to display that. I love the map pool that we have.
Me too.
For this epic bout.
And it really feels like the IGL shine in these 3-map sites. We just had Haven. We've got Lotus just on the other side as well. So if you didn't get enough of the chess games, of the mind games, there is plenty more on the other side. Fnatic take map 1, 13-11. Lotus on the other side in this best of 5. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Sao Paulo, where we went the full 24, but Fnatic was able to scrape by in this one 13-11 fashion. It came down to this epic final round.
Yeah, but it was not a clean game whatsoever here. Fnatic started so incredibly strong, but it looked like NAVI was going to be able to come back. And in a game where we expected it to be a battle of the wits and fantastic ideas back and forth, it really did come down to the scrap to be able to win that one out for Fnatic.
So it's going to feel good to have that one in their back pocket. But Hypoc, you were saying how important it was for Fnatic to win the early maps if they want to have a shot in this series. Let's roll all the way back now in this map to kind of see how it broke down. First half, 7-5, they came away with the lead. But I'll be honest, with the way that Fnatic was playing, felt lucky that Navi even scraped 5 together.
I mean, you said the way Fnatic were playing, Baller hit this perfectly. This, by the numbers, was the worst attacking side we've seen from Navi. And it felt like that watching it. Discipline was out the window. The fundamentals were all over the place. The spacing on some of these dry site hits just got ripped apart. The A site anchors, even when Fnatic were kind of showing variety, switching positions up, every single person anchoring A site was being fed time and time again. And actually, Boaster coming up using 2 of those.
Yeah, so many moments here where they're just trying to get these entries onto the sites. No one's just checking basic angles. Yeah. Watching as you exit out of short, that back site lurk coming through as well. Even when they're on the defending side, Cena just goes on a brief little stroll with his Bladestorm out and just gets shot in the back of the head. There's so many basic things just kind of being really messed up here from the side of Navi that made this map a hell of a lot rougher for them than it really needed to be.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that did come down to the composition. They played into this one.
Absolutely.
Breachless went with the KO instead as that second initiator, and it felt like they were still playing those executes as if they had the breach, as if they had the stun. We saw how invaluable that was for Fnatic on their attack half, but Navi created so many gaps in their utility, which Fnatic did a great job of exploiting, like you guys have talked
Yeah,
about.
spoon feeding 3Ks on the A side
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
Navi in the first 6 rounds of that one. But with the 7-5 first half, we get to that back half, and this is where it felt like Navi started to find a little bit of their rhythm.
Yeah, we had a couple shallow moments. You love to see it. The clutches coming through from him and just helping to keep the team really in the game. Sugetsu, I mean, everybody on the side of Navi really did have their moments. We started seeing CNED putting up solid numbers as soon as he got that operator into his hands as well. So it was definitely a big level up overall from the side of Navi on this defending half. But again, if they just hadn't made things as complicated, as rough for themselves on the attack, this could have been an OT. This could have been them taking the map, perhaps.
Still, I think we see some of those issues with Fnatic that we were a little bit worried about coming into this, where they come into a second half after starting strong, after looking good, they kind of start to look like they're running out of ideas, lose a big streak of rounds, and only just barely hold on. It had a shocking similarity to that Icebox game versus 100 Thieves for me.
Yeah, it's a scary thought when you only come away with a 2-round victory on the permaband map of your opponent. But we already have to start thinking about map number 2, and I do want to take a look at the man Shao down there in the AIM Lab shoot-around, taking a look at how he finds those headshots in those clutch moments.
I mean, his accuracy is just great. We know this about Shao. Doesn't matter if he's got a Ghost in his hand. Doesn't matter if he's rocking a Vandal, a Phantom. He is one of the best riflers, one of the best aimers that we just have in this tournament, and he's continuing to show that right now with this 100%
Over
accuracy.
under number of seconds till he drops below 100%.
30?
30? Does he make it to 30?
I give it another 8
Infinity.
seconds.
He's not going to miss a shot.
Dude, if he does not, oh my goodness, that'd be nuts.
And it would not appear that he did.
Ah!
No, just barely off.
Pack it up, go home.
Honestly, very similar to what we did see in
Yeah.
that second half of play, though, right? Like, it was Xiao's clutches that got them back in. It was all of these big individual moments to build for Navi, but at the last second, the individuals fall a little bit flat. Doesn't work out. Now we head to Lotus.
By the skin of their teeth, Fnatic find themselves with a 1-map lead, but we hop now over to Lotus High Pockets. Navi's pick. How you feeling about it?
I come back to the same thing, right? The later this goes on, the more I feel it tips in favor of Na'Vi. To come away from the permaban for Na'Vi at 13-11, I feel we haven't seen Lotus from Fnatic yet, and it's unlike them to be sandbagging and kind of avoiding something. So this is actually the one of the veto. I'm expecting to pull something out that is a little quirky, that is a little innovative, so to say, and Fnatic going back to their roots in that regard. Na'Vi, though, stylistically, I think they're a team that are well equipped to deal with these sort of curveballs.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to just wait and see. We did see Navi electing to go to Lotus all the way back versus Crew at the beginning of the Omega bracket, and that was a considerably closer game. They tried to, bring this map out. We got to see CNED over on the Rays. I'm curious to see if we can see it again, because that was a 13-10 victory, so Navi will need to have cleaned up that map.
What does Fnatic have cooking up here in the Prime Gaming Agent Select? That's the big question we have in our mind.
I see a Fade in the mix. Do we get a Fade Raze composition with Durka? Is that what they're heading towards here? That has been the solution for Na'Vi in the past, which has looked pretty good, especially with Angel playing on this Omen, taking so much space for them on their attack. And it's close to Mirror, but it's going to be this Viper instead for Fnatic, going for a double smoke comp. And also, no Omen, which feels very strange for this map with how powerful the teleport and Paranoia can be.
It does, and actually, with the amount of time Chronicle's been spending on Breach, it's interesting to see Lotus is where we're going to see him actually flex away from that, because he's looked fantastic on it.
I mean, it is going to be interesting to see. I mean, Boaster, he's on a comfort pick in the Astra, as you just mentioned. We've got 2 differences in the Agent Select. We don't have a ton of data on Fnatic, so we'll see if they've got creative strats to follow the creative picks as we head back to our casters, Doug and Bala, for the call.
Haven in the books, Lotus on the menu, and again, this three-side nature of this map should provide for some really exciting moments as we think about this head-to-head battle of the minds.
Yeah, and I think Kilios touched on the Crew game for Navi. It definitely felt like they needed to fix some things moving forward, so hopefully they've patched up the mistakes and setups that they've gone through, because Fnatic, you know how well prepped they come out on every single map, but the thing is, we just haven't seen it yet. It's been floated over and over and over for them with the permaban of Pearl, but nobody's got it just quite yet. And it actually feels a little bit more like an NA comp here from Fnatic than what we've seen from the EU teams, who have been absolutely stellar on this map so far.
Fnatic starting on the attacking side. And you've already got CNED holding this aggressive angle towards mid. And it seems like that's where they're going to go. He's got a Ghost, and he has a nade and a Roomba to work with.
I think one of the interesting things in the prior Lotus game for Navi was they went up into a completely unorthodox comp with a Neon Raze. And Crew was so aggressive with it. Here, I think they're going to be much more practiced against this sort of style. given how much we saw it from teams like NRG throughout this tournament. Sugetsu up against it. He has a molly on the door, but they're going through the other side. There's 3 players here from NAVI.
They also have a bunch of utility to work with here. Sugetsu has gone undetected. Oh, he's only able to deal damage. He's not able to get a single kill. Fnatic just roll over NAVI. My goodness, they might do this in flawless fashion.
A number of those look like they should have been kills for NAVI, but especially those poster ones. The guy was a fiend on Haven. And here he goes again. Chronicle with a lurk. He wasn't even in that sight hit entirely. And you might think unorthodox pick here from Chronicle, but we have seen the Viper from him prior. All the way back in 2021, sure. But he was a monster on split on this agent back in the day. This was clean.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And now you see the buy from NAVI. There's really no force. There's no investment. You've got a couple of sheriffs, but nothing exceptionally out of the norm. While Boaster rocking the Marshall. Feeling some pressure already.
Pick against Sugetsu, who's trying to peek with his turret, but Chronicle so far away, I don't think that turret even would activate.
Oh, look at how far back he is.
I think he's on a platform, elevated edge, too.
Yeah, literally the extremity of the map. We see another turret get put down and cleaned up instantly. Wow. Man, they were so patient there.
Jeez.
Yep.
These guys are shoulder peeking. Every single player is just shoulder peeking, and they're getting ripped apart.
They are going to end up on C here. They're going to have 2 members dragging behind just a little bit, making sure there's no flank, making sure there's no funny antics on the side of NAVI. It is just CNED and Xiao here with pistols to work with. I mean, surely you expect this round to be a done deal.
Yep.
We may have back-to-back flawless rounds on the board here.
Yeah, now something NAVI usually is letting happen to them.
No.
When I saw this veto, I was very curious. I mean, with what Achilles was talking about up on the desk, how this map looked a little rough for them to start out. For this to be their first pick, and with the respect they already have shown throughout the veto by just banning Icebox straight out instead of Haven, gives me the feeling NAVI potentially very uncomfortable entirely in the map veto. But we'll see. Fnatic did pick attack here, forcing NAVI onto their weaker side overall. And it's a different wall for Chronicle. Cutting off the cross angle and also the breakable door.
We'll start to see some of these mind games played because you've got pressure on both sides. You've got the Viper wall you're just alluding to. Then you just have the Haunt coming through C. So Fnatic testing the waters everywhere early on.
And the problem here with Navi's comp and their defense is how much investment they have to send over towards A if they want to hold on to this space, if they want to take control of Rebel. They haven't really gone for anything like that yet, mostly because they've been sending CNET over towards B at the beginning of the rounds and relying on Sugetsu to play towards A.
Ooh. Fortunate, too, is all it was. You saw him scatter as soon as the knife hit. Now with 45 seconds left, the possibility of rotation starts to dwindle, but it's not out of the equation yet.
And they've controlled this A orb, giving Durka his ults. That's definitely some way they can pivot into this and provide maximum pressure on Zippon and Sugetsu. I'm looking at Zippon. He's playing all the way back in the drop down. He could flash for Sugetsu here, but they're pivoting towards B this split. What can Xiao do? Nothing at all.
Oh. Huge kill out from Durka. Now with 12 seconds left, I was concerned they were burning the clock too much, but they arrive at just the right time.
And he could follow up this with an ult too. He could completely zone them out. Every single player's up here in heaven.
There it is.
He doesn't even have to commit.
He shoots it, seeing the knife in his face, and it doesn't land. But it does buy time. It does buy space. Spike ticking away as Alfier gets dropped.
Chronicle puts the wall back up. They're going to take decay.
Durka's got to go big here. Oh, the flash misses! Durka with 3 on the round! What a play out from Durka. What a play out of their star. And what a round out from Fnatic.
It's domination from Durka. Every single time he takes a duel, he's winning it in these first 3. That is just ridiculous. Not only his first shot onto Shao, I mean, just ridiculous. He jumps up on top, finds a little headshot angle, and then shuts down the pivot. I mean, that was all Durka. The entire round, they're focused on him.
Yeah.
It's an early timeout again from Navi, even earlier than Haven.
I mean, Durka's 7-1 right now. And again, you think about little things like that flash. That flash is a little more shallow. Durka doesn't get 2 there potentially.
Yeah.
And then what?
I mean, and then they're still scrambling through.
Yeah.
I mean, huge kills, but honestly, he might have already done enough. Even with Alfier falling outside of Hay. Full focus from Angel too, just fully listening. Doombros doing most of the talking in this timeout. Now the implementation starts.
Balla, given the map pool and given how Fnatic have looked, how concerned are you if Fnatic take this map as well?
I mean, going up to already is just such a unsurmountable task. We haven't really seen it in the main VCT circuit internationally. But Fracture next, I think that could definitely go Navi's way, even with the dominant win that Fnatic had over 100 Thieves. Ascent Decider. The thing is, how do you get there through Split as well?
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen from Navi.
Split historically has been such a wild card map too, but seems very far away for now. The buy for Navi, not great. See if Angel Sugetsu can find any value out of the rifles that they have. Seems like it's going to be a hit that ends up C.
Sees nade, possibly. That's what Dirk is waiting for right now.
Yep.
Doesn't catch Sugetsu. He's pivoted over towards Waterfall.
Things get real uncomfortable in these tight corners when you have utility bouncing all over the place.
Only Sheriffs, though. The run sprays are going to be good enough.
Sugetsu finds one. He finds the opener. Shao gets one too.
Oh.
They may convert this. Again, when you put yourself in such close confines, chaos ensues. And they throw the brakes on the round. Now Alfier getting the spike down. And Angel close by, waiting to pounce alongside the rest of Fnatic. Can they get around on the board here? Angel's in trouble. The Guardian gone. 2 pistols left, and one of them's a classic? I just don't know that there's enough there. No, there's not. 3 for Alfier, 4 for Fnatic, and full momentum ahead.
Even when discipline is shown from Navi, any single one of these players left in these situations for Fnatic can bring it back. And when you have the gun advantage, absolutely. Alfier also recognizing there, Angel the only player with that Guardian. Let's take the fight to them. They recontrol Waterfall. You honestly think Navi maybe should have pivoted one player back over to help him. And while Navi took A lobby control a little bit better, actually did challenge it for the first time in that eco. They go for it again. But Fnatic already knows the type of flavor that they go for on it. It's less investment. It's not a season aid. So I would expect later on as well for them to challenge that. Alfier is going to go for a lockdown. He just picked up the orb on C Mound. And Navi had to expect that this was coming.
Haunt popped. CNED finds a corner. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness!
You can see the molly coming in late from Alfear there.
Yeah. Timing just not there. 4v4 here on the round, and now the spike
Oh, Chronicle.
can rotate out.
They didn't get the spike down yet. Yeah, that's true. Not even the site. Chronicle's trying to find some space. They look like they want a challenge.
Yeah, Angel's in a spot here where he can split things up, though. He can play spoiler if the timing's right. Oh, and it is! A magnetic flick out from Alfear, or from Angel, excuse me, onto Alfear.
So trying to recoup what the situation is, understand the game state. He's all the way up in this spike. CNED's the one person here.
Audible upon audible as Angel finds another. 15 seconds left. The spike rotating its way back to C. Yeah, Boaster's found some time. He's found some space.
Leo might have to toss the spike up to him.
Yeah, he will. Package delivered. Now spike planted. They're going to have the Cosmic Divide to work with 2.
2v3, just like we just saw. Better guns here for Navi, though.
And Leo's healthy. And they convert this Boaster with a massive one, but it traded right back. Leo in this 1v2. Still in a decent spot here. The onus is on Navi to take the space. What can Leo do? Oh my gosh, he's gotten into a 1v1. He just saw the gun drop, and Leo with the clutch! Leo is outrageous! So deflating for Navi.
These close situations on the C site going Navi's way, or Fnatic's way over and over. It's just disgusting from Leo. You expect the mound play, you absolutely do. Just pushing a little too far. That's another 2v3 from Fnatic. And Angel, third round in a row with the Guardian here. He has been the guy who's been making these rounds close.
But there just hasn't been any cigar yet. I mean, to find yourself down 5-0 early, and yeah, you can make the conversation around Lotus feeling a little attack-sided, but there have been some real close rounds, map aside, that really probably should have gone Navi's way, and they just haven't. Alfear towing with death there. It's a delicate dance, but he walks away with the kill.
That's what I was talking about as well. Alpha can just sit still and take these little fights. Fnatic can even engage in dueling with Zipon, dueling with Angel. The players who are mostly taking this A lobby control. Because they can't really invest so much into it.
What is Angel up to? He's got the ult. Waiting just on the other side of the door. Spam out from Xiao, not getting anything yet. Ult cleared out. Do they commit to B? Seems very likely that they do. Durka playing just on the other side of the smoke. Alfear with a massive kill on Angel, and Durka gets one too. 10 seconds left on the round. 5v2 in favor of Fnatic. And yeah, CNED is ult, but I just don't know that you can really convert that into much more. No. Another round in favor of Fnatic. Ball, this has been a slaughter.
This is absolutely not what you expect when you watch Navi throughout this tournament. They have looked like the most clean team and potentially the best. But here's Fnatic. Here's these players who we know the caliber of this team. And they're just completely stomping whatever ideas Navi have. I don't even know what Angel was cooking there. He TP'd over towards A, canceled it immediately. To me, looking like he's misreading, even though his reads on Haven were quite good. But there's certain things that Hypoc was touching on in the desk when in between maps. It's just not as coordinated.
The
Doors
molly
open.
just bounced off the alarm bot.
They've actually denied every possible hit here.
CNED landing one with the op in the face of the Nightfall. Durka deafened, aggressive, goes, gets the kill. Can Angel find any timing? Can Angel find any space? The spike's out. They're going to rotate away. And the thing is, they're going to rotate right into Angel. Again, he has kept these rounds close. Can he do it again? Durka has a spike here. And he's by himself with 44 HP.
Running the good old send everybody spread. In the man disadvantage situations, they'll come back to Durka late. Alfier's going to completely send on the site. Oh, I can't clear this.
Alfier?
There's no chance. Not by himself. That's way too difficult.
And yeah, that's going to buy some space for the spike to potentially go down C, but the truth is, Navi have so many numbers that Angel didn't have to go very far. He's still here. That could have secured the round. Leo has to rotate so far over to get the spike and then still get it planted. I just don't know if there's enough time here, Bala.
Yeah, he's just going for picks at this point. Money's well in their favor. Dangerous game that CNET and Angel played there, but Angel locks up the round by taking out the first. And Durka. And it was Durka too, so you know that easily could have been a snap to the face. And then CNET challenged with the op. I wonder there, you mentioned, was that the orb that missed coming into that?
Yeah, it was the Viper Orb that hit off Killjoy Utility and bounced straight up. You wonder if that somehow impacted their approach, yeah.
Oh, 100%. That barely even blocked Waterfall, barely even blocked a walkout angle for them. Chronicle has been using the orb right where it just landed on most rounds, so that one specifically hurts a lot, and that one hurts too. CNET down to 30 HP with barely any information. He's playing on top of the box.
Still has the op. And it looks like he's going to be able to dodge the utility. I don't think he got hit by that nightfall, so he's going to have some room to work with. He still lands the shots on Durka, though, as Navi with a big numbers advantage. The rotations are starting to come through as they try to storm the gates out onto the site.
He's directly under him.
Oh, alpha shots go a little wide. CNET feeling the pressure, understanding where the threat is. The Molly creating space for just a moment. Note the spike is still not up. What can Alfier do in a 1v5? I mean, he's on the opposite side of the map. There's a line drawn by Navi protecting the spike. And when you're outnumbered like this, you're praying for a miracle.
Two rounds in a row for Navi. And it starts to look a little better. The hold there on the walk up from Fnatic. That Viper Wall, Viper Orb, looks very Bind-esque in the way that you can threaten the lurks and take the space. Then the Nightfall combination in through as well, trying to find some space. Seen as the one who shuts it down. And Shao on the door too. He's not playing Jet, but he's still opping. So let's see if he can get a fiery start to bring Navi back into this game, because up to this point it has looked absolutely brutal.
And the alarming thing to think of is that if it really was that Viper Orb that really caused fits into the round, that was the first round that Navi won. So you wonder if that goes the way that they wanted, we could be looking at an 8-0.
Yeah, especially losing all those weapons too. Would have forced an eco, potentially. You're absolutely right. So many tools, so many ults right now up for the players on both sides. The pit, that really hasn't come into a factor quite yet for Chronicle. It's up this round. Durka and Alfier have some space-taking tools too. You've got to be challenging it. You've got to be trying to deny a spike plan if you're Navi.
Angel once again in an aggressive spot, and he can't clear out the haunt. He couldn't clear out the haunt.
He was in a smoke form.
Angel had no options. He was just a sitting duck. And they've taken the space out onto the site. They may not even need to invest the pit here.
Oh, but Boaster's actually going the long way around here. Sort of through the waterfall path, so CNET might be able to get him before he crosses. They're going to smoke him off, though.
Xiao is here to help too. So they have some numbers.
Denying the plan with the satchel.
Yep. And now the Roomba.
Again.
He is persistent. You got to give him that. Spike planted to get 2 down. And Xiao tanking the molly damage. Gets a kill onto Durka. 4v2 here, and again, the question is, does Chronicle drop the pit? Does he invest it, or can he continue to snowball this lead? And yes, he does.
He drops it, but I think he really did not want to.
Yeah, you can tell there was hesitation.
I mean, they also had Alfear's ult to hold on to that as well. We just saw Leo actually peeking through the top of that pit. So there's some nerdy stuff going on with that. We'll have to keep an eye. I don't know if Chronicle will be able to pick it back up. Alfear, he spots CNED.
He's going for the jugular. Up, dropped! Can he find anything else? Xiao trying to tuck, trying to stay alive, and the timing is just not great for Alfear. He should be able to pick up the op.
But we have to go back to the beginning of that round. I don't know what the heck is happening on that mound. Angel has been so good at breaking that haunt by himself normally. Something went wrong there. Because Zippon was close with him. Maybe expected Zippon to be breaking it for him. And he can throw up the one-way.
Yeah, he just didn't have an angle. Wow.
Yeah, he's doing too much against 3 who are pushing him.
Yep. And well done by Fnatic to pounce on that. To not just get the initial kill, but to take the space, get the second kill too. Navi, no real time to think about it as they're hopping into the next round. Durka has a showstopper to work with. Alfie are playing tight in the smoke, but look at how far up this duo of Zippon and Angel have gotten! 1 for 1. He's still there, and you weren't expecting Alfear. They're playing this so cleanly, Bala. Even the alarm bot on the other side of the Viper wall to make sure they're not getting pushed. They're just so careful with every aspect of the round.
I don't know, that's twice in a row where we have the exact same start. Granted, Zippon got 1 kill at least to make it slightly interesting. Siege tries to keep him there. Maybe the lockdown will actually keep Boaster in, and it does. He falls. Oh, Xiao.
The site Venn diagram,
Xiao
the
just made a
first one
huge
passes.
mistake.
Second one will lock down Xiao.
No, it's 2.
And Sugetsu, yeah. Yeah, but you've got CNED close by. So they should be safe, but are you expecting somebody right below you? He's going aggressive. Alfear finds the shots onto Xiao. 3v2 here in favor of Fnatic. Numbers advantage once again, key. What can CNED do? Nothing. I mean, Navi cannot do anything. Another round for Fnatic.
We are zooming to another really poor half here from NAVI. Especially in comparison to what you normally would expect from them. The first map on Lotus for them was 9-3. They came back from that. But against Fnatic, there's no chance that even their maximum here, 4 rounds, is even close to enough.
Remember here, it was Angel who previously took over to bring Navi back onto their Lotus map, but it just feels like Fnatic are so prepared for his antics, for Zippan's antics.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen them try to aggressively take space just to gladly welcome it and receive?
I mean, particularly, Angel's been not a non-factor when they go for those types of things. Sometimes he gets the space, but there's a start. Sugetsu on Alfear. That opens up the flank, that opens up the threats here for Fnatic that they have to consider.
Boaster grabbing the orb, grabbing the Cosmic Divide, but the knife tagged all 4.
Don't forget Durka, if he ults, he gets canceled from Zippon.
The paranoia is going to delay things for just a moment. Look how far off Boaster is, waiting for the flank, and the spike's going to follow shortly thereafter. I think they're going to try to rotate out here.
The classic has been to fake footsteps away from Fnatic and recommit.
Flash on the Prowler, and there's the ult. Not using it to counter the ult, but it is going to be used to buy some time. Leo through, and I don't know if they know that that's the case. Jump peeking every single corner, and Angel.
It's a really good smoke for him.
Yes, it is. Finding comfort
It's
in the
gonna
confines of
fade.
the smoke, and he has way too many targets. targets and he can't land a single shot. The Sheriff just not good there. Oh! Sugetsu has gotten 3 on the round. Spike planted 2v2 here. And Sugetsu has a rifle. He had a rifle. There's just nothing going their way, man. There's nothing going Navi's way. What a clinical performance out from Fnatic.
Looks like we're going back into history here. And looking at the Fnatic versus NAVI core from online, where they have been firmly in the lead. Their matches on LAN at Copenhagen in the past have split, and Fnatic has made such tremendous upgrades in the offseason.
Well, there's a double op setup for Fnatic on attack.
That's just them using all the extra money that they have.
I mean, I guess if you've got it,
Oh,
right?
that Season 8 actually almost catches 2 players.
Alfier took a little bit of damage. Durka did as well, yeah.
He's chuckling that op over to Mount. I think he gave it up eventually. Keep it out of the hands if they end up going for the flank, but Alfier's just holding that. Angel does have TP he can get off and hold potentially.
And remember, it's that dastardly duo on the other side of the map that has just not found success that they're used to. The hit looks like it will end up on C. You have 3 members from Navi waiting. Showstopper! Oh, he wasn't able to get the height advantage, but he lays a shot anyway onto Shao. Cena trades it back with one of his own. 3v3 here is now all the remaining members in the round scatter. The paranoia good to delay, to buy time. Alfier drops CNED. They're split up again.
It's the same situation over and over on C. Navi finds some early fight in this, and then Fnatic just claps back. Boaster's giving himself a covey. This is 1v1 between the IGLs.
Angel was looking at the ground. Boaster able to clean that up. And now Zipon left in this 1v3. Last round of the half, too. They're playing this so well. I mean, they're not even giving them a fight right now. And then if you do get fights, you're split on both sides. What truly feels like an impossible situation. Just to get to 3 rounds and a half. If this spot right now, Bala, is not indicative of how dominant the round has been, the half has been for Fnatic, I don't know what is.
If the situation as well. The Molly, the grab well, and the wide swing. Fnatic have roared out on the second map to a 10-2 lead. This is just ridiculous. What a performance from Fnatic.
10-2 lead for Fnatic. We're going to throw it down to Yinsu yet again, who's standing by with a couple of special guests by the way of Tarek and Quarterjade.
Thank you very much, Doug and Bala. That's right, I've got Quarterjade and Tarek with me. I just want to say thank you for being here, you know, as the NA representative, because we don't really have any of them left in the tournament.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. It's a really cool opportunity for creators to be involved. I think me and Jody and the rest of the guys are all having a fantastic time, and the atmosphere is just insane in the arena.
Yeah, it's your second time as well, Jody. We saw you in Istanbul as well, so are you enjoying the Brazilian crowd here?
Yeah, I actually am enjoying this experience more just because the crowd is so hype, especially yesterday. I mean, today people showed up, but yesterday's crowd was just so loud that it was like, I've never experienced something like that.
Shout out to them for showing up, yeah. Like
I didn't even see what I did.
No pun intended.
I do want to ask you about the game real quick. Who are you guys supporting, and what have you made of the map 1 and map 2 so far?
So I've got my heart with Fnatic, but my brain is on Navi's side, and I guess that's why they're losing. I am known as the Jinx, so I'm sorry, Navi. I guess this loss is on me.
I am also rooting for Fnatic. After meeting Boaster in Turkey, I was like, I'm just a Boaster fan. I'm rooting for them.
I'll hook you up with a sticker. He's giving out stickers at this event.
Yeah,
so
hell yeah.
For the next stream, you'll have one. Now, FRT, he's going to be going up against you, Tarek, in the show match. He had a few strong words to say yesterday. He was giving it, so you want to respond to that?
Interesting, yeah, he's been the nicest guy. I met him for the first time at this event, but then I heard he was talking smack, and I actually loved that. But we'll see who's doing the smacking during the match, and I'll try to give him a few rounds during the game, and I know my team will have fun, but I'll make sure their team has fun too. Don't worry about it. But we're coming for that ass, okay? We're coming for that ass.
What do you make of that, Jody?
That's kind of you to allow them to have fun.
I'll make sure they have a good time.
them.
I know we will.
Oh, thank you so much, you guys. I'm sure the watch party's having a good time as well. So shout out to Tarek's chat. I have to give them a shout out every single time we're here.
They'll appreciate that.
Thank you very much, you guys. And I'm going to throw this back to Doug and Bala and see if Navi can bring this back.
Thank you, and so yeah, it seems almost impossible, really, kind of given what we saw in the first half from Fnatic, given the struggles where Navi tried to put their playmakers in space to take over rounds. They weren't able to convert on that. They weren't able to execute. It just seems like they don't have nearly the same oomph that we've seen previously.
Yeah, and the control that we even saw from Fnatic on Haven, too. I mean, that did go down to the wire. It didn't go to 13-11, but you did not expect that to carry over into this map. And 10-2 now, Fnatic is racing towards the grand finals in this best of 5. No matter what, not over yet, not over on this map, not over in this series. Navi came back from a 9-3 against Crew. But what a different team this Fnatic is.
Yeah. I mean, you really can't even make the comparison, right? Fnatic just looks so drilled. They look so complete right now, making very few, if any, mistakes that we've seen. And yeah, Navi may be really good on the attacking half historically on Lotus, but how do you surmount a 10-2 deficit?
Yeah, and that stat completely skewed. We've only seen it one time for them. I think overall, sure, it's good, but let's see this fight. Angel versus Alfier. He gets the jump on him. Up on top of the root, and Angel finally gets some control back. This turret, this alarm bot is down. But with the wall, they've actually denied them the space. They're going to try to wait out the fuel right now.
CNED looking for a target, looking for a head to take. Thing is, Fnatic have 3 members here already.
Yeah, but they pivoted through the door. They've read the situation well. Chronicle was staying up towards Heaven for the majority of that.
Note here very quickly, there's not a lot of utility on the side of either of these teams. Leo has a little bit, but this could be chaotic.
Well, Angel's not even in the fight right now. There's 2 players holding the breakable door.
Fnatic attempting to take the site back. Boaster pushing through the smoke, and he may have bit off a bit too much. Kills getting traded back and forth. Dirk and Leo, the only 2 that remain. Numbers in favor of Navi. As the Prowler goes aggressive, Leo gets the shots. And that's another kill now. Dirk on the tap. Oh, the timing not great. That could have been problematic. It could be very problematic. Durka has to stick it. He has to hold it. And it's around for Navi.
That post plant definitely fell apart for Navi there. It felt like multiple people were on different pages. They're holding onto the breakable door. They also had a little bit of heaven control, but CNED backs off of it. That allows that flank through door by Leo to come really, really slowly. And then Angel and Sugetsu were the final wall for Fnatic to get through. So they gave themselves at least a contingency plan, but still not the cleanest. Angel gets across.
Yeah, but they know where he is.
He's isolatable. And this is where Zippon shined in their first bout against Crew. Was on this attack side, was finding early picks actually. Just felt very comfortable playing on this map.
Two shorties on the side of Fnatic in the hands of Boaster and Alfier. And they are a bit spread here as they try to control the opposite sides of the map.
And you could tell actually the difference between how Leo and Zippon approach their role. Both play very similar roles. Leo was 8-0 first kills and first death, but Zippon very good in the ratio, but taking a lot more.
Yeah. Boaster playing in the smoke, trying to find some value with the shorty. Still safe for now, the spam not landing. He's jumping into the molly. He's expecting a kill there, and he gets one.
The Phantom.
22 HP, he's been able to upgrade a weapon, and he goes for more. But Zippon able to clean him up. Remaining guns on the side of Fnatic, not great, less than stellar. And now Alfier is left alone. He's isolated. He's late to the party. And he's been good, but I don't know that he's been good enough to win a 1v3 of the Classic.
Now, the interesting part about the lead here for Fnatic, if they let this slip even a little bit, it's not a situation like, for example, their Icebox comp or some of their other compositions where they can get free rounds eventually with the ults. This one's not nearly as powerful on defense, at least. Maybe on attack you can make that argument. But it's much too soon to think Navi still has a real chance back into this.
Clean couple of rounds out from Navi. See, I mean, they still have Zip-On with the Guardian, so their money seems like it's going to be rolling very well for the next couple of rounds.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, thank goodness for Navi that Phantom that Boaster picked up only had one bullet, because I think that made him get a little panicky.
Yep.
If it had more than that, he had all the room to play with the time. They're going to go for C's nade against Angel, who TP'd across in the prior round. And catch him preemptively. Switch up to the Haunt. And they've cleared out the back of that spot. Angel's looking for Leo right now.
Turret's going to spot, no swing off of it. Patience out from Leo.
That wall completely spammable. Zip-On trying to find it with the Guardian at that range. Reminder, Leo still has not died first in this tournament.
Very well played from Angel there to draw out the Killjoy utility. And yeah, they have to invest a Prowler to clear out spaces that they probably should have had at the beginning of the map, but Fnatic have done such a good job of investing that utility to create control in that space.
Sugetsu had a deep turret that Boaster just broke. But knowing that's up, Boaster also knows Sugetsu's close, but huge kill out from CNED, and they've got the advantage.
Boaster's still here, though. He's still close by. He takes a step back. How much more can he find? 4v4 here on the round. Shao getting the spike down.
I like this deep smoke here. They can control Waterfall a lot better that way. Still maybe even play up on the site, but Boaster's through it.
Look at Angel's positioning. He hits the timing right here. He can secure the round for Navi. Meanwhile, the rest of the fight has to hold on the site. They have to be able to buy time for him, but Boaster and Leo playing spoiler. And they're going to go aggressive. Zip-On's down. It's all on to Angel, and he's not able to do anything. Boaster gets 4 on the round. The defuse is going to come through, and Fnatic get to 11.
They're just playing so good. No matter how Navi try, no matter how optimized some of their hits are, Boaster to find one to escape. And there's no utility there because he picks off the perfect person. And Sugetsu, who has the utility to clear out his space. And his safe haven in Waterfall there. A 4K.
Let's get freaky.
For the IGL.
Oh, and he's feeling it.
When does
Navi play? Yikes.
That's harsh.
Yep.
That's harsh.
Fair question, though. Oh, they read? They read him.
Hey, he's just forced out there. The nade going through. Wasn't even a season that, too. He just TP'd right into it.
I mean, Fnatic have very comfortably camped out in Navi's mind right now.
In Angel's mind.
I mean, there's nothing that's working. Fnatic have been so dominant.
Ooh, this wall is kind of hindering Alfier here. He's got the turret watching anybody walking out of B, but he wanted to take the fights here.
Little utility may be headed his way.
Oh, the nade
just
coming late,
a little delayed, yeah.
He has the wall to back off of and no line of sight to those pellets.
CNED spotted. Position betrayed, but Durka lands the shots. Now, how much more can he find? It's Zip-On on the challenge. The swing is there, and Durka's glad to receive, but it's traded right back. Fnatic again with the numbers advantage, with map control.
Oh. It's desperate, this lockdown. It's absolutely desperate. You expect him to be falling off. He tries to get through the Cosmic Divide with only 15 seconds left.
Navi just look lost. Yeah, Navi just look lost, man. Yes, there's no magic there. They haven't been able to convert on many of these clutches, but the truth is they're finding themselves in these 1vx's late in rounds regardless. So you're setting yourself up for that 20 seconds prior to those tense moments. And if you find yourself in that repeatedly, you're asking for a lot.
I mean, what can you do when your IGL and Smokes player dies first? And the thing is, they didn't recognize that nade came through in the prior round, or that there was any attempt at all.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Actually, it didn't even come in. They just used the haunt to clear it all out.
Navi really just feel like they've kind of whimpered into this series. Yeah, they had to run back at things on Haven to keep things interesting, but even then, it really just felt like when was Fnatic going to close it out?
Yep.
It never really felt like Navi were in control.
And look, we've got a final timeout here for Navi, and yes, they're going to make a run at things here. They're going to try to make a run at things, I should say. But more importantly, they've got to get their mind right to try to go for a reverse sweep, and they've done it before. This team has done it before in other situations, not on a global stage, not on LAN. In the offseason, they had one. And in an open qualifier, they had one. So, like, you think, okay, maybe, but not with the Navi that showed up today. No. Not with what we've seen so far in these first two maps.
I mean, they look like a shell of the team that we were all touting as the best here. Given their performance, I mean, yeah, it seems very reasonable, but they just look so incomplete right now. This does not look like the same team.
Well, I think it's Fnatic in a lot of senses. Just the raw power of a player like Durka. Ooh, is this actually not clear? They break it, and they get two players up inside the B corridor. That could definitely trap a player later on, especially with the way they play the off angles. Just complete denial on the door, but important for them to actually break that and bait out that alarm or the nanoswarm there from Alfier.
He still has some utility to keep him safe, to keep A secured. But you're right, that's one big step down. Poor Alfier, he's getting everything thrown his way. Can he hold them back again? He can!
Yeah, but the Nightfall there actually denies. Durka popped his ult. They're just faking there. And Alfier didn't have the info, but he still gets a kill.
Chronicle, now the one to have to hold them back on C.
It's Angel again who falls too, so they don't really have any space to play in this post plant. They're going to have to play aggressive here. And Zippon has no flashes to make that happen. They're going into Boaster.
Hasn't worked before, but can it work now? Durka falls first. They're not expecting Boaster here. Oh, he swings around the turret.
Oh.
Chronicle with two massive ones. He drops down and he gets a third! Unreal performance. Individually, they seem immaculate. As a team, it seems like they can do no wrong. And it's another round, another map in favor of Fnatic.
Boaster immediately up on his feet, asking the crowd to give them more, asking the crowd to start thinking about sending Navi home. We're only 2 maps in. I think the expectation was a insane Navi, was the Navi that we saw against Crew, the Navi that we saw against Secret, the Navi that we saw take down a favorite in Leviathan. And maybe the fans were right and the pundits were wrong, because Fnatic are that team.
Man, everything, again, really everything going their way. Fnatic just looks so strong right now. And the questions around Fraudnatic just seems like such a distant memory right now.
Oh, it's gone. it's gone. I mean, I don't even have a thought in my mind about that. Not the Fnatic that showed up at Champions in either state. That team is long gone.
Long gone indeed. Unreal performance out from Fnatic as they take down map 2, map 3, and potentially the last on the other side of this break. We'll be right back. Dude, they're just getting clapped.
Yep.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
No karma, no karma, my future, no karma, my future, no karma, my future, go harder, no karma, no karma, my future, no karma, my future, no karma, my future, go harder, no karma, no karma, my future, no karma, my future, no karma, my future, go harder, no karma, 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 no karma. You've been on my mind. 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 You've been on my mind.
Show 'em how you like it. Wave around, around. Shake it up and down. Girl, break it down. Show 'em how you like it. Wave around, around. Shake it up and down. Girl, break it down. Show 'em how you like it. Wave around, around. Shake it up and down. Girl, break it down. Show 'em how you like it.
We were pretty confident going into the match with Leviathan because probably we didn't play practice against them at all. We didn't experience them playing super good in practice, so we wasn't scared like other teams, you know. I'm not super happy. It's like I'm still aiming for MVP this tournament, you know, and it looks like other players from my team are a bit higher, so I need to step it up next games. I would say Sinet is a bit more aggressive. I'm super proud of him. Like he jumped into a super structured team like ours, and he's doing a great job despite him having to play different agents across different maps. It was a confident win. Don't know what else to say. I'm just happy.
The reposition. Nothing to get to. 1v3 push shot found. 1, 2, 3!
I think in Fnatic everyone is able to perform really well, except Boster. I feel Boster is not obviously new to AGLing, yeah, but he's in the start of his pass and he's gonna be insane later. But at this moment, I feel pretty confident playing against him in terms of counter-stratting, in terms of everything related to IGL. I would say I'm natural-born leader, but the traits which required to be good AGL, it's only experience. You need to try something new all the time, then remember which worked, which not. Just a lot of tries, a lot of mistakes is what makes you a good AGL. Good luck. Have fun.
Welcome back to the Valorant Lock-In Tournament. Achilleos, Angel, and the rest of Navi may have come into the tournament and the series confident, but I gotta wonder how they're feeling now going down 2-0 in much more dominant fashion on this most recent map of Lotus.
I mean, you have to feel like the confidence is getting shattered a little bit. They decided to go for this Lotus yet again. It's the second time showing it, and it's even worse than the first time. Not really able to get anything done. 4 rounds collectively picked up. Didn't get to see them attempt that run back on the attacking side that they were able to pull off against Crew. This was just brutal. You can tell that Fnatic have had this map workshop. They have been ready, and they also studied the ever-loving hell out of what Navi ran.
Yeah, and talking about that matchup in the IGLs that Angel was mentioning himself, it felt like he, as an IGL, was unable to find the read on this defensive side. Initially, they had some good ideas, I think. They were struggling with early information, so they started getting aggressive, taking A long, taking Mound. That was initially successful, but then immediately, Fnatic, they take their pause, they pivot on over, they have the read on it, and are able to punish it. It felt like Fnatic was one step ahead on the ideas, on the calls for that whole first half.
And that felt like the only positive. That was literally the only thing we saw from Navi in that first half that had any sort of credence to it. I mean, shout out to whoever in the audience is asking the real questions. When does Navi play? Because literally only one team has shown up so far. First map, discussion aside, that was still sloppy in my eyes from Navi. That wasn't the expected level. Couple of clutch rounds slipping through, but Fnatic firmly in the driving seat now.
Yeah, I can't, for the life of me, wrap my head around picking a map where you just look absolutely abysmal on the defending side. 0 out of 10 on retake attempts there for the side of Na'Vi. Why do you keep doing this? You got brutalized by Crew on that defending side. They still like to go to this map. We know that they have stronger maps in this pool. There's things like Ascent that are available, and they leave it for the 5th map. We might not make it that far.
The crazy thing on the back of that as well is Fnatic win more 4v5s than Na'Vi win 5v4s.
Yeah.
Like, that is just an outrageous stat.
Yeah, statistically, you want to forget this map if you're Navi because nothing looks good for you.
Yeah, now that puts them in such a brutal position now where you're down 0-2. You play into a map where they should be favored, right? That was Fnatic's first ever official there. They get out called, and that's kind of what we prided Na'Vi in going into this matchup, right? When Fnatic tends to run out of ideas in later maps, this team always has something fresh, and Angel didn't here.
Just to quickly as well, we did see Fnatic almost overcooking the pot in the mid-round. It was like they were hesitant, and Na'Vi still didn't capitalize. There wasn't anything for Na'Vi to cling to actually capitalize on some of those rounds.
And if we're going to talk about confidence building, you know that Fnatic's building confidence right now. Boaster in particular. He came away with a 4K in our Verizon high-speed moment of the match. Take a look at the IGL for Fnatic. Absolutely feeling himself.
Man was just anchoring down the seaside. You can see Durko's getting ready to rotate around to join in, trying to reinforce his position, but Boaster didn't really need the reinforcements. He was able to just go ahead and pick them apart, challenging these duels one after the other, and you can see the frustration there on CNET, just feeling like he's unable to do anything. Angel, slight little misread on which angle he should approach from. Doesn't come to the CT side, goes over to waterfall, and Boaster just gets him one by one.
Yeah, and beyond just the teams, you can see the difference in performance across the two IGLs. Angel was back on his same game plan of on the attacking side, I'm going to be teleporting in, taking space at rubble, going for these lurks, trying to make himself a playmaker. In the video, he was saying, I want to be this tournament's MVP, but in this matchup, he fell flat while Boaster, the player less talked about, was popping off.
All right, so we find ourselves in a similar position to yesterday. 2-0 scoreline for one team and needing the reverse sweep.
Don't even start.
Hypoc, we're going to Fracture, baby. Start building it up for me. How does Navi get back into it?
Like a record skip, and I'm going to come back. It gets stronger for Navi, but they have to dig themselves out of this hole. They have to. This basically just complete reset here. Let's look at these last 3 maps as individual opportunities now to close this out. But it's going to take a lot of determination. This is where they need to tap into the experience of Angel as the IGL, the grit and determination of these players individually and what they're capable of.
I will say, this does, I'm right there with you, Dash, this does kind of echo what we saw yesterday. Fairly close, one map, a kind of dominant one on the other side there from Loud taking down DRX, and then that run back begins. Both teams weren't looking like themselves, weren't looking like, the players that we know that they can be. Now it has to be the turnaround for Navi.
Well, if Navi's going to do it, they got to arm themselves with the proper tools, Mimi, here in the Prime Gaming Agent Select.
Navi has been playing this double controller composition. Despite the Omen nerfs, they've still been leaning into that one, playing Angel on the Cypher. They are going back to that composition, but my question is, on this defensive side, picking that Cypher, oftentimes playing these setups that are heavier towards one side, leaving Angel to anchor, that feels exploitable with Dirk on the raise.
Wow, no real surprises when it comes to what the teams themselves lock in, but plenty of differences between these two compositions. So I feel like this actually in some ways gives Navi their best chance because you're not necessarily matching utility 1 for 1. With that, we know that Navi's got to get it done here on map number 3. We're ready for it, which means it's time to send back to our casters. Here's Doug and Bala.
Thank you, Dash. I know we're ready for it. The question is, are Navi ready for it? Because I'm not going to lie to you, Bala. The desk alluded to yesterday and how there was almost the reverse sweep, and it was really exciting at the end. This feels so distant from what we saw yesterday. I almost cannot fathom a reality in which that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some similarities. I think both Navi and DRX kind of trolled in the map vetoes and allowed the... So, I mean, DRX, it was a much different situation because it was like a very distinct style of maps that they brought out in the first 2 with the Harbor Viper stuff. But Navi, a little bit more standard. It's just the maps that they really weren't... I mean, I completely agree with Achilleos about Lotus. I completely agree with Hypoc about Haven as well and how weak Navi potentially looked on that. But if that's the case, then maybe they have set themselves up for forcing this reverse sweep. Forcing themselves to have to deal with this.
And now it's having to deal with the attacking side from Fnatic here in this opener to Fracture.
And this is the half that Fnatic started on against 100 Thieves. And it looked very good. It started off with them farming orbs. Mostly funneling them to Boaster, though. This time, Alfir is the one who gets one up. Slow approach in the first 40 seconds, though. I don't think they've noted the wall here from Sugetsu, though. This one's going to be difficult for them to get through. It looks like they want to do a sand crunch. And this Viper wall's blocking both sides.
Ooh, that nade is good. CNET able to apply some pressure and provide some space from the opposite side of the site.
This gives them a massive pocket on the backside here.
Sugetsu playing up top. He's got light armor. The nade not going to land for now, so he's still concealed, and they're able to swing out and apply pressure from opposite sides. Clean shots out from Navi.
And Dirk is in damage control. Picking up an orb. And that was clean from Sugetsu on the site there. But also, you really expected this wall to give them more room to actually work with and pounce out of. But the pathing that they took, the spike going over towards drop, if that person falls, he was by himself. They're really having trouble getting that back in there as the smokes fade from the first denial of the sand crunch. That's the start you need from Navi. You need it to be clean. You need it to look like the Fracture that they brought out against Leviathan.
One enemy remaining.
The truth is, I think for the Navi faithful, you take almost anything at this point, but that is an excellent start. That sets them up for their vintage Navi buy Or are they able to buy some rifles and then keep pistols the rest of the way?
This is the third orb now connected for Fnatic.
Yeah, more than halfway to having Alfear's lockdown in play.
And you know how big of an impact it had in that series against 100 Thieves. They're going to get a second, and I think they're going to just go on an orb mission, even potentially go all the way back to Dish.
Feels like they're playing a
Shao's here. He might peek, but they're nading him off, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they got what they wanted. They got what they came
Boss
for.
is calling. He's going over towards Drop. Hey, let's go for all four.
Yeah,
one more, and Alfear will have his ult next round.
Yeah.
Just one more orb. Sugetsu's here to try to deny, but he's up against 5. There's the molly. Avery will get a couple vulnerable tags.
But the nade's going to help. But
oh, they're going to fight.
Oh my gosh, they are.
This is dangerous now.
I think the utility provides enough cover for them to secure it, yeah.
I mean, hey, this is already such a successful eco round. They're going to have his ult next round, no matter what happens. Unless he somehow doesn't die, doesn't get a kill.
Which is kind of alarming for Navi, because even when Fnatic are at a deficit, they're still getting what they want. Boaster didn't want that shot in between his eyes, but Angel delivered it anyway. Again, note the pistols are all that Fnatic have to work with here. And they've made it interesting. Leo has just made it exceptionally interesting here. But again, it all just falls down onto Chronicle. And again, the purchase strategy from Navi should make things okay.
Yeah, they carry 3 rifles, 2 Bulldogs, 1 Phantom into this round. I do wonder as well how the slight shift in the weapon preference for Navi has actually affected them in this. Because obviously Fnatic going for the light armor strat.
Right.
And the switch is what I mean by Zip-On picking up a Phantom, Angel. I think both of those sometimes were picking it up. But it does feel like a wholehearted shift from a lot of different players here.
Leo once again taking ropes, rejoining with the rest of his team.
You 100% expect here for Alfear to go to the underpass ult. Remember, there's no Brimstone on Navi's side. Not that it would have mattered anyways, because there's no way 2 of these ults would have gotten online at the same time in this round 3. And they will ult. Leo's stuck here, taking a first duel against CNET and Zip-On, and he'll get the first.
He might get the second too, he does. And the third, honestly, is around the corner. But the timing just not favoring Angel. He swings out just as Leo has vacated the premises. And they're going to rotate right back into him.
You might think Angel there is late to clear with the rest of his team, but he actually put a camera down in tree at the beginning of the round.
Oh, they knew. They knew. They had the fault line set up, but Leo wins it out without needing the help.
I think he actually rushed to get back into that while Leo got those first 2 kills, and Leo heard him.
Okay, Navi making a run back at this thing.
They're all off the site. There's a molly that just went out. Chronicle also has his aftershock. There's so much utility here to actually deal with, and there's not going to be time.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time. And then the molly, Shao has to back off, and he just backs off into his death. Alfear gets 2 on the round. Fnatic get on the board.
Same start as Haven. That one, I mean, really nothing from Navi to counter there. They want to go on the fast flank as the KJ ult is going off. But there's no flash there from Zip-On. There's no boombot from CNET to try to deal with the one player holding the flank in Leo. We just saw the stat, over 300 ACS against 100 Thieves. And he might have the same type of performance if he continues this way.
An outrageous start for the newcomer for Fnatic. The truth is both of the new pieces have performed admirably. This time it's Alfear feeling some pressure on the northern side.
This is where the Omen shines, is in that A-Halls. And that's why Fnatic's avoiding it. And there's a little bit here for Angel and Sugetsu. They're going to clear this, actually. Fight in front of the Nightfall.
How much more can they get? They've already taken care of 2 massive keys.
That nade from Zip-On as well. is huge to actually allow Angel to escape there while they fight in front. Sugetsu takes the first peek, then Angel takes a different angle. What?
Again, things keep clicking for Fnatic. Just when it seems like Navi may have an advantage,
Great
Fnatic
flash.
seem to stick around. An excellent flash, you're absolutely right. Alfier and Leo fall. Chronicle has plenty of money to work with.
Now, this is where Navi faltered, so to see them, again, actually come out with this round is very important when we talk about form, when we talk about how they look coming out of the gates on the rest of the maps. There is way more layers to their fracture than the first two maps that we saw so far. Way more ideas, way more prep. The way that they re-cleared there, wanting to fight in front of any of the utility that Fnatic throw, wanting to fight in front of the Nightfall. For Fnatic, the idea is, okay, if we Nightfall, they're going to fall back. If we Nightfall, we can play with the sound. But look at the re-clear. This feels almost like a A-Long Haven re-clear.
Yeah, yep.
But with that nade out as well, you get some safety. Chronicle, that's against no tracers. That's why I'm shocked by that shot. Just having the angle on Angel. Known down pat.
Light armor for Fnatic, a stinger in the hands of Boaster. Ultimate, I guess, close by for Durka, but still far away enough. Once again, they regroup on the southern side.
You get this buy up because of how clean that round where Leo caught the flank was when they had the ultimate up. Hasn't been a focus on the orb since then. It's gonna be a flash here. Zippon can try to challenge. They could also double flash. Remember what we were mentioning moments ago about how difficult it is to take this Halls against Xiao when he's playing this Omen. Not only the one way, but then the long, deep, very narrow hallway allows for that paranoia to do massive work.
They're gonna split. Oh, and he's not able to take off.
Well, he's by himself. There's no utility at all for him.
And they are gonna get Halls control, but how much more are they gonna get? Or are they gonna get stuck? CNET takes care of Boaster. The spike's still not left Halls. And now they have utility dumped at their feet. They can't find any room to breathe, any room to work. They're gonna have to fight out of the corner. They've been put into an Alfier with 2 massive kills. Xiao dancing around, drops the spike. Oh, that could have been trouble. That could have been disaster. 13 seconds left, and the spike's not gonna make its way out.
Oh, he thought he could cheat that. Leo just trying to take the orb as they go into the next round. That one's, again, very nice. Although, I have to question... Oh, Alfier's having a round. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so much. Fnatic are going to be able to get another buy here, too, with the light armor as they're going. This is going to be really frustrating for Navi to go up against. But this first engagement, that's what I was talking about right there. CNET finding Durka. When there's no utility thrown for him at all, he's by himself coming on a drop. I think what Fnatic's thinking is there's so much presence with that one-way going off, with the nade going through, with the flash as well from Zippon, that he can maybe find a backstab on the players. But after that initial utility, Navi just backed off. They weren't necessarily playing full send in towards Halls.
Angel spotting one, but does he expect the other 4 members here?
Oh, danger for Angel.
Zippon falls.
They got the pinch on the backside, though. CNET actually got the push out of drop.
And that's just going to force him right into B, right into the welcoming arms of Navi. 4v2 here, and again, Chronicle doesn't have very much. He drops the stinger that he once had. And now the spike out of reach. Navi should be able to secure this round, should be able to get to 5.
And this journey for Navi back in the series, they have to be thinking about how they get there the entire way. A reverse sweep, again, has not happened on the main circuit of an international event. We're talking LAN and these types of teams playing. And it's because it's so difficult to stay in it mentally, to stay in it with the stamina, to be able to continue to have top form for all your players. So you think 5-1 has to be even better.
Yep.
Has to be at least what you did to them on Lotus.
And Fnatic now being the first to call a timeout, being the first to throw a pause into the situation. They find themselves down 4 rounds here on their map pick. And the fun thing about a best of 5 like this is that, yeah, it can be one team's map pick as opposed to the others, but the truth is you can get a situation like this where Fracture's strong for both sides.
Yeah.
Preference the later you get into the series often matters less. And I want to very quickly give some love to the Game Changer scene because there has been a reverse sweep on LAN via Game Changers, but I want to go back to what you were mentioning because it is so much of a mental fight, right? Like you have to stay in it mentally. You have to be able to go round after round, and this is where it becomes a marathon, right? You got to be thinking long term. Xiao, early engage, feeling some pressure. You highlighted the prowess of the paranoia in situations like this in this position. And the nade's going to back him off for now.
The stun from Chronicle there actually saves Zippon from being able to follow up there. Actually prevents Zippon, I should say, from following up there. But what is happening for NAVI? They've actually collapsed all on this A side. They've got 2 trips on the B side, the deep camera in Arcade. I don't know if that's enough for you to really know this is the right gamble. Instead, they're actually pushing north side, and I like this through drop. A late push, never what you expect.
You're going to find 2 members just on the other side. Alfier with a massive kill, but Togetsu trades it back.
But all the tools they had to know whether this B hit is going to happen, gone. Away from Angel. And so they're going to run onto the site. Boaster's got the smokes. There's a gap in that canteen smoke.
Note here, Sugetsu had the Viper's Pit. That could have been the difference maker, but Cena's going to try to do it
2 HP.
himself. 2v2 here, Leo weak, but Cena weaker.
Breach roll here from Chronicle 2 with the plant.
A total of 7 HP between the 2 players on opposing sides. Spike ticking away. Tension of the moment building second after second. Can Fnatic win this one back? Clean shots onto CNED. And the safety, the ace in the hole, the Rolling Thunder should be preserved into the following round.
Wow.
Oh, never mind.
Chronicle just doesn't take risks in this situation, especially when you're down. Okay, hey, I respect it.
Yeah, leave nothing to chance.
But there, Angel leading that north side push back through drop. Again, I mentioned how I like that. Given how late in the round it was happening and also what has happened so far, where Fnatic is posturing for an A hit through halls, you expect maybe there to be one player up there that you can isolate. So I like the idea, but Angel going away from the site, away from his utility, makes Fnatic ability to just walk on the site free. And Boaster with the little gap as well, decides he just wants to push through that gap and take a kill.
The idea was great, perhaps the personnel questionable.
A lot of times too, to touch on that smoke one more time, the smoke gen will block your angle and you'll rotate around Canteen to try to get some spam. And Boaster finds the opportunity to get that kill in the middle of it. Alfier has ults, Boaster has ults. They're gonna go ahead and lock down again.
You mentioned those 2 ults, but Xiao is the op here.
I would love to see Xiao take more space through Arcade here, but he doesn't opt to do so. Not sure of what's on the other side and not sure what's actually an underpass. Watching for him.
1 player was detained, so it's going to be a momentary delay. But this looks like it's going to be a 5-man approach
for
NAVI.
Xiao and the smokes too, so they have to wait entirely for that.
Yeah, they do have Zipan's ult here, and they do have Sugetsu's as well. So they have some tools, but keep a close eye on Alfier, who just rotated to the northern side of the map to apply some pressure and to box them in. They're scattering. Look at them on the minimap.
Yeah, look at Boaster. He's all the way on A. He's going to go for a late flank through spawn.
Will NAVI expect it? Will they be able to hold the aggression back?
Oh, the ult gets used, but it's halved. He's not going to be able to line up for a molly here.
They have time. Showstopper used. Durka! Drop. Boaster gets the kill.
Zipon's back on it.
2v2.
He's back on it.
Is there, but is it going to be good enough? Oh my gosh! Unreal! We got to see that again.
Oh my goodness. All the utility that Fnatic had. And Boaster with a long flank avoiding the suppress from Zipon's ult.
And we were worried about whether or not he would get there in time, but it was perfect.
A sigh of relief. And anger. Instead, we're back into the round, fast in the halls. This time they disrespect completely the one-way from Xiao.
Wouldn't have it any other way. The Nightfall invested. It is going to tag a couple of members. Guns not great for the side of Navi. As the nade finds one from Durka. Xiao trying to reposition and stay alive with 1 HP. The skin of his teeth keeps him alive for now. Counter paranoia traded, and look at Angel. He's got aggressive. He's taking space, but he doesn't really have guns. All he has is a Sheriff. Can he find value?
How does Alfier know here?
He's just so wise.
He caged off the turret.
Now goes back, clears it.
Well, they haven't gotten a spike plant yet, so they think they can pivot. But look, Navi's actually left completely dropped. I'm not sure exactly what they're thinking right now, but Angel cleared bottom side. They think there was more arcade presence than there was.
Yeah, the silence from Fnatic was too much for Navi. Again, Suigetsu has his Viper Spit. He's had it for a few rounds, though. A retake attempt from spawn, from drop.
There's no flash here to clear Boaster.
He will be the first to receive,
Oh,
too.
Alfier just opened the door to bait for him, too.
Boaster waiting. The kills are there. Angel falls. And he's got help from Alfier. Fnatic fully controlled the round.
Dangerous territory for Navi as Fnatic re-enter this game. In similar fashion to how they won Lotus with a roar. Fnatic fans absolutely loving it. Angel is struggling to find the right calls here.
They look cozy for a while, but you're right. He's just getting outplayed at this point.
The indecision there on the hold on to drop and the rotate back as well to try to maybe find somebody arcade there, even though there just wasn't anybody. He doesn't have that information, of course, but with the push through sand, there's just that little bit of doubt that you could see them acting on.
Position of one given away. Patience out from Angel.
Zipon can play off the camera.
Waiting for the flash.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Yep.
Try to jump back up into the cage there.
That is an Angel play if I've ever seen one. It does not work out, and Boaster cleans him up for it. Now the leader for Fnatic pushing through the tip of the spears. You see Durka fly across him. Sight taken, spike planted. Note here, Navi have some guns. We talked about the success that Fnatic had in these 4v5s in the previous map. Can Navi do a bit of the same? The flash there, CNET on the turn. Chronicle spotted. Outrageous shots, but he's traded right back. Now Alfier applying pressure. You've got Leo here too. The flash is going to push him back. He takes the challenge, isolates the 1v1 and gets the kill on his zip end. How much more can he find? No. Xiao on the trade. Alfier not pushing forward, not applying pressure. 3v2 here for Fnatic as now Alfier chooses to make his move. The timing is gorgeous for Fnatic yet again. We're tied at 5. The lead, the momentum for Navi, gone.
All out of that timeout for Mini. Speaking of timeouts, right back at it. And you have to think too about the situations that Navi is putting themselves into and Fnatic is forcing them into. For example, this Hall's push back in. A lot of times you do give credit for Navi there to try to win that. But Fnatic have a flank on them. They have people on site still. They're just playing the situations and the post plants right.
Yep. And when they're playing as well as they are. You know, there was a moment there where it seemed like Navi were kind of figuring things out, but it goes back to the questions we've had all series. Like, if you're Navi, what do you do when Fnatic look this good?
Yeah. Which is the question we've been asking about other teams facing up against Navi all tournament long.
Exactly. The turns have tabled.
I have to wonder what still is on the table here for Navi. Because I'm not quite sure if there's much else, especially when you see the doubt that I keep mentioning creeping in to the players and Angel himself. You mentioned this ult from Sugetsu multiple rounds in a row now. With only stingers, with only a stinger and a couple sheriffs, I don't expect it, but
You can also make a compelling case, given the stinger, that he wants to play through the chaos, but we'll see.
This Seas is the one that caught Cryo with the Brim ults, but nothing happening. They're just going to take the challenge. Zipon, okay. There's a little something, but there's always just a little something. I want to bring back a stat from Lotus that Hypoc mentioned on the desk. Fnatic was winning more 4v5s. This situation right here.
Does he ult? He does. And again, he has the stinger. He can play through the chaos of his pit. He's got trips too to help him out. Sugetsu patiently waiting on the other side.
He planted right on the edge of that pit too. Surprised to see that go unpunished.
Yeah. Oh, Chronicle using it early, using it aggressive. They want to take the fight, and they're going to push it. CNET's in trouble. CNET's in trouble. Yeah, he falls. Cooked up.
Yeah, but Sugetsu's flanking them.
Xiao, 1v2, Sheriff in hand, not able to land the shots. Fnatic take the lead back.
Relatively expensive round there. I do like the ult from Sugetsu, but he did use it on the eco. They end up coming very close to winning that round, but they used the breach ult. They used the Brim ult. They comboed the two together. And remember, at the beginning of this round, Bosa didn't even have his ult. Farming that orb again, the ult economy has been so good for Fnatic on this map. And against this comp from Navi, part of the reason why they're back in this game at all is the Alpha Year ults. Woo!
Xiao with a big kill with the off there on Dudurka. Given how the series is gone, a 6-6 for Navi is massive. They need every round they can possibly get. Boaster weak here. Fnatic cutting noise. Choosing to go the silent route. No ults to speak of either. Note here, they've done this a couple of times where they cut noise, and Navi have been quick to rotate off of that, but this time they seem to stay. They seem to be a bit disciplined. Turret tries to provide some cover, but Sugetsu waiting for the head of Alpha here, but no, it's Alpha who takes it off of Sugetsu. Angel on the swing, cleans up Leo.
He's still fighting. He's still fighting.
Can Chronicle and Alphier bring this back? No. Alphier with a lot to do, and he's just not able to do it. Again, we mentioned how the series has gone. A 6-6 is drastically different from a 7-5. So for Navi, perhaps a glimmer of hope, perhaps signs of life. But it really feel like Fnatic were able to snatch things back. We're going to throw it down to an interview yet again with Yinsu, who's standing by with Davies from Crew. Yinsu, take it away.
Thank you very much, guys. That's right, I'm joined by Davies from Crew now.
Hello.
Now, you guys played against Navi earlier in this tournament. How do you think they're doing? Did you expect them to be 2-0 down here?
Well, not really. I feel like they've been playing a lot better since us. I feel like every single map, every single series, they've been playing a little bit better. Surprises me that they're down 0-2 with this. But I think if they get this map, it's gonna be like 3-2 whoever teams wins.
Do you believe in the reverse sweep? You think Navi can do it?
Well, I think they whoever wins this map gets the momentum going, and I feel like they can go to 5 maps easily.
Oh, I hope we see 5 maps. Now, of course, you've been on this stage. You've played in front of a crowd. Describe to me how those players right now might be feeling.
Well, of course, there's a lot of hype. I feel like the crowd today is with Fnatic. So whenever like the crowd goes to another team, like for example Navi right now is feeling like crowd is cheering for them, but whenever the crowd is silent, it's gonna help you, you know, because you know they don't have the crowd now and it's helping you. Yeah, of course, I don't think they have nerves on being on stage. I feel like they have a lot of experience, a lot of experienced players. Yeah, I think they don't have any more nervous than anything.
Yeah, well, this half, it looks like Fnatic are struggling a little bit. What do you think they need to do in the second half to be able to close this out 3-0?
Fnatic?
Yes.
Well, I feel like against Navi, you just have to play a structure, respect your structure, and expect anything. I feel like Navi just plays around reads, and they just gamble whenever they can. You just have to expect everything, and of course, I think Derke has to kill a little more. But on defense, with Ray's Fracture, I think he has it.
Oh, thank you very much, Davies, for joining me. Well, Davies, he believes in Derke, but Derke certainly needs to step up. Dugganballer, let's see if he can.
Thank you, Sue. Yeah, the nice thing about this Fnatic roster, though, is that Derke can be 2-11, and they're still sitting comfortably in a tied fight. Leo at 12-9. Alpha, you're playing well. Boaster's had his moments, too. I mean, it's just next man up for this squad.
Yeah, it really is. Anybody could step up. And like you said, 2-11 for Derke, and they're still 6-6. Again, 92% attacking round win rate on Fracture. That's what it was on Lotus. Thankfully, it's a much, much closer half. We didn't even really get to see the attack side from Navi. This time we will. We'll get a chance.
Navi waiting as a bit of utility from Fnatic has been invested. The Prowler used from Leo, not spotting anyone.
It's a super passive hold here for Alfear on A.
Yep.
They've got the kill mollies set up for the planter if they go for that corner, but looking for this nade. Where does it go? Up towards drop. Not going to clear this stuff out.
Oh, it's going to be a problem as they're going to try to play hopscotch through the utility that's there, but can they? No, we're safe.
That's popped early. Popped before the alarm bot. So Angel is able to actually escape, even though he was already low.
Gosh. Just waiting. Almost got a second there. Navi with control here, with the numbers advantage. Can Zipan find another? There are 3 playing up top. Oh, the nade's going to throw him right back into reverse as Sugetsu tries to land the shots, but Fnatic bouncing around their screens. Convert the kills, and CNET finds one, but that's all it's going to be. Now Xiao left with a couple of members weak on the side of Fnatic. No kills converted. Leo with the defuse. Fnatic with the lead again.
The shot's just not landing there for Navi.
Nope. Multiple members, too.
The only player who got it is Angel. Through the smoke, too. That's Sugetsu, that's Xiao. That's the top fraggers for the team in those instances. This is Alfear coming out, finding Zipan. This is where I'm mentioning Sugetsu now being able to find Leo, who is just jumping, by the way. And okay, on pistol round, good strategy, I guess. 7 stages of denial.
You're seeing him go through it.
He was angry before, now just frustrated.
Xiao dismissed by the Bulldog from Boaster. Feeling some pressure, calling for utility to help. Sugetsu spotted. Was able to sidestep the fault line, though. Look at how far spread out they are, too, on Navi's side.
And it's not the same approach type thing that Fnatic was doing where they're just trying to farm orbs. I mean, Fnatic's doing a great job denying this space. They already took a fight in front of Tree, not then the kill on Xiao. But at the same time, too, you think about this comp from Navi, and there's not the same insistence on the orbs. There's not the same importance on the ult economy because they don't have a Brim, they don't have a KJ.
Which just means that they have to find the persistence elsewhere. And I don't know how you do that. That's been the question all series.
Look at the reclear here from Fnatic. It's going to be late, but so much pressure on Angel to find 2, honestly. Otherwise, they're going to start getting pinched on site. And he spots the flank fast, but falling back here is just even worse.
Oh, that nade may kill him. He's got 39 HP. Yeah, he was done, man. He was dead and dusted. The aftershock just to confirm things. Fnatic with another clean round. They continue to march forward. The defuse is going to come through, and that's a prime gaming flawless for the defensive side.
Fnatic 2 rounds up now. This is map 3. For them, closing this out means they go to the finals. Closing this out means they get revenge on NAVI, who took them down in this exact position at Copenhagen. And a top 4 finish for Fnatic, which has eluded them since.
What do Navi do here? Actually, that's the thing about this Fnatic roster right now, man, is that you think, all right, how do Navi respond? Fnatic don't even give them a chance to consider the approach. They're so aggressive. What a play call out of Fnatic.
The regroup here from Navi immediately on the north side, though. After trading Durka out. Huge disadvantage, though. Losing 2 entirely is horrible. Smoke from Boaster denies the arcade walkthrough from Sugetsu. He's not even in the play right now. That's Spike, too. And remember, no smokes here. They can't get on. Yep. What they have to do is maybe just use Boaster's smoke to fall off the site, but even Zippon getting a little damage there.
They're going to try to split. They've left Angel in tower.
Yeah, that's the biggest threat.
Yep. Again, he's got to find value.
I would love to see them try to bait for Angel to get something else here.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. The timing here is going to be everything. Can they draw enough attention away from Angel for him to make a play?
And now they know his position, so Angel's ahead of the play here. They're not going to be able to bait for him. He's out in the open, but the Viper Wall's covering him. Boaster's up close, though.
Leo and Chronicle spamming through the flash there, and that should take care of the remaining members.
There's no way they think. Yeah.
Yeah, Boaster had gone undetected the entire time. It was a trap lying in wait. It had been sprung. And it's too much. Yeah, Zippin and Sugetsu have gotten the spike down, but Sugetsu's going to have to pull off a bloody miracle to win this. He got it down to a 1v1, but he wasn't able to carry it past the finish line. A 3-round lead for Fnatic. Bala, it's almost there. I mean, they can almost taste it at this point.
Force Navi on a eco, too. The spike money's not going to be enough here. Maybe for a light buy. This is a roaring start again for Fnatic on the second half. They just continue to come out, especially once they get a taste for the game, a taste for the map, a taste for how Navi want to play. Boaster is having a performance.
I mean, he's in his zen state right now. He's playing with the crowd. He's got all smiles. Yeah, he's as comfortable as he possibly could be.
Peak form, peak form. And hey, that's what it took for Fnatic to get to the finals in Reykjavik, all the way back at our first LAN. But here, Navi, backs against the wall. They already had the pressure of dealing with the reverse sweep. And now, at the very first hurdle, having to deal with this 3-0 start in the second half from Fnatic. That's too much to ask. Doombros, we've seen the way he's reacting in these games. In this timeout, he has to put it all out, get through the mental block, and help his team get through the mental block too.
The concerning thing here is surely you're scraping the bottom of your playbook here. I don't know what Doombros could be saying right now that he hasn't been saying already.
Well, we just started 3 rounds here on the attack. So I have to imagine that there got to be more. But in the sense that, yeah, I mean, we've already played Fracture. We've already shown an attack side here. Fnatic is known for preparing. We'll have a tech pause here.
Should not be too long, though. And, you know, we talked about the crowd a little bit, but again, you can hear him, you can see him fully behind the Fnatic sails right now.
momentum killing pause too.
Very possible, yeah.
I mean, this hurts no matter what the situation is for NAVI. Whatever side this is on too. Because they just decided what the strat is, what the idea was for them out of this timeout, out of their own tag timeout, out of potentially their last.
Again, this ship break should not be very long. We'll get back into the action here very shortly. A 3-round lead for Fnatic out of a 6-6 half, where Navi seemed like they were starting to show some life. They were starting to give some fight back. But the truth is, Bala, even if, as I think about the end of the previous half, it was Fnatic who fully swung things back their way. Navi were up 5-1.
Yep.
For it to end 6-6 is kind of crazy.
Also have to mention, we just talked about Durka at the half. He was starting at 2-12. He's already back up to 7-12 within 3 rounds. This guy was monstrous in shutting down any approach for NAVI on Lotus.
Yeah, yep.
And if he starts getting going again, I don't know what NAVI can do. He was a beast as well as shutting down 100 Thieves on this map too. Any idea that there ever was, Dirk was there to shut it down.
Back into the action here. Grand final spot up for grabs between Fnatic and Navi, and the story has been all Fnatic all the way. And as we were just mentioning, even when it seems like Navi finds some footing, Fnatic are able to respond. And think about historically, those are positions in which Fnatic have crumbled. But the maturity that they have shown in this series alone could be everything. Sugetsu's able to stop the showstopper.
But heroics like that, over and over. You might see a kill like that from Navi, but it gets traded. It gets traded.
Yep.
And these are the types of rounds and the types of situations now where I struggle because of the way that they're indecisive on the calls. It's not something you normally say on an Angel-led team. CNET's going to try to find something here paired up with Xiao. Angel maybe go for a late lurk. They've got the orb to work with on the backside of Halls there. Actually, no, Sugetsu down. So even if they want to come through here, they're not clear from the first angle. They're not clear on what's behind the next layer. And Boaster's up close here. He can get a smoke down. He's got his judge.
Yep.
For Alfir on the other side of the map.
Chronicle dumping utility, and look at Fnatic go forward. They want to take these fights. They will not relent. They will not give up a single inch. But perhaps this is where Navi finds success. All that's left is Alfir with the judge. Opposite side of the map as well.
There's a good call there.
Can he find a weapon?
Oh, yeah, they're not really peeking this drop down here. Oh, going for the Vandal instead.
Champs Vandal 2 for the extra buff.
Ouch, ouch.
Yeah, that nade hurts. He tanks it though. You're not expecting him there! Oh my gosh, Alfir! 1v1, 3 bullets, the tap to draw out Xiao, but the paranoia, oh my goodness, how did he hit that? 2 bullets, he's got to make them count, they're both gone. Switches to the classic at that distance, surely not. Unwinnable situation for Alfir. But man, did he take a run at it.
What a spray transfer, are you kidding me? So that went really good from Navi, actually. Recognizing how Fnatic's like to collapse in the past on the sand push. And just sending one out send, even though they throw the same smokes for top rope and spawn. And you do get that trap out from Chronicle and Boaster just pushing it, but the rest of the players are coming out on site. And so the trades come super fast.
Rolling Thunder online for Chronicle. And Sugetsu once again has that pit. But again, they just want to fight a main. Oh my goodness. It's going to hit 3. CNET has gone undetected. He hasn't been hit, but there's a pinch from the other side as well. Fnatic look to put NAVI away. And they've taken a couple of these haymaker shots, but man, this one landed.
Just taking it all the way through, and now disrespecting Navi and their defaults completely. This breach ult so deep into the spawn. The aftershock as well, everything just so well coordinated there. Talk about aggression.
Yeah, and it's not the first round they tried this. You think about the showstopper right out of the tech pause, it was intended to have a similar effect.
Oh yeah.
It's intended to be demoralizing. It's intended to be flattening. Yeah, Navi have 5 ults, sure, but all they have is Spectres, and once again, Durka pushes the pace.
They're coming up behind him too. That haunt clears. He's allowed to go further. Yeah, there's big ults on the side of Navi, but just Sheriffs. How much time do we find ourselves in this situation?
Nade out from CNED, pushing forward.
They've got to push spawn, honestly.
Yeah.
Even if they get the site.
Absolutely.
Look at Angel. Angel's actually walked up on the B. They've got the full rotate because of this aggression.
He does have a Sheriff too. It's not the classic, so you should be able to get a kill, and he does on the Boaster now. Showstopper used. CNED finding nothing. Nope, those are also 2 of the key 5 ults invested. Really confident that they can win this round, and so far, numbers going their way.
A pit 2 denies the actual walkout from main.
3 of 5 here. They put everything they had behind this hit. That's a Hail Mary play if I've ever seen one.
Holding on to dear life. And the thing is, they didn't even really come out of this with guns. They've got 2, yes, those are the 2 players who fell on site. But if you want to start making a comeback, if you want to start mounting against Fnatic, who I've continuously talked about the excuse me, the economy bonus that Fnatic gets by going for light armor on rounds like these. You hope that you can get a bank up to deal with the same bank that's being accrued on Fnatic's side.
Two-round lead here still for Fnatic. Boaster has the orbital strike, and Alfier has his lockdown. And the crazy thing is, given everything that Navi put behind that previous round, they still have 3 ults.
Orb thrown out for Sugetsu. They've been trying to do this over and over, but Dirk has actually been denying Sugetsu any space to work that lurk. And you can see, they smoked it off immediately. Dirk opens the door. If you're Navi, what information do you have on the other side of this? Yes, the knife lands, but you can get in front of that just by walking through. So they'll be able to tap the orb and re-clear the front of this. Ooh, Fnatic with a mid-round push-up north side. We saw this actually from Navi in the previous half. Ended up costing them, but Derek and Leo not going for more. And with the door just spotted now from Boaster, he heard it. He's ready, dodges the suppress too. He's got his ult.
Absolutely huge. He's not dodging that though. So if we do see the orbital strike, it'll be a moment before we get it. Look at Navi trying to push the matter into spawn. Big kill out from Durka though, and Chronicle finds another. That was the threat in spawn too, that's gone. Shao trying to get the spike down and does. But at this point, you've lost really all of your teammates.
This ult's not great though. They could actually stay on site, very close.
Can Zipan and Shao do this? Orbital strike invested now. Shao trying to get away, and it's Boaster's gun that actually cleans it up. Now Zipan decayed, flashed, 4 members in front of him, and not a single one dropped.
I mean, that's just brilliant though. I talk about the ult from Alfier not being great.